Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth. Say hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. Corey and I had so much fun playing Historic on Tuesday's show that we decided to run it back today. We've got plenty of Historic coming up, but this weekend the SCG Tour is going to be featuring the format with the Satellites and the Strixhaven Championship Qualifier on Sunday. And then next weekend we do have the Call Time Championship, which is... That's a multi-format tournament,
Split
right?
format, standard and historic,
Okay, so we're going to get both there. So still plenty of historic to be had. And this is going to be the first real high-level events for the format post-bans, which were a couple weeks ago now. But we haven't really seen much of historic since then. So we're really going to be able to dive into it and see what these players come up with for a format that is significantly underexplored. You know, there are decks that people know about. There's Goblins, there's Jund Sacrifices, Rakdos Arcanists. But, you know, without the presence, the omnipresence of Sultai that was so popular before Uro was banned.
It really condensed a lot of aggro decks, for sure.
It's going to open a lot of things up, and we don't know what the secondary and tertiary effects of that opening up are going to be. You know, was Sultai suppressing a lot of decks that beat Goblins or that beat Rakdos that now can roam free, that then suppress that deck, which then opens up other decks, and it just keeps going and going. You know, is there something from the new anthology that is going to unlock new archetypes? We explored some Death Shadow on Tuesday. We got another Death Shadow deck later on in the show today. But you know, there's some other cards in that anthology too. So a lot to look at with this format, and we're going to bring you 6 decks that we think are primed to have some success over the next 2 weeks.
And so far, you know, I mean, if I was going into these events, we played yesterday, or we played Tuesday. I did a little streaming yesterday. I'm still loving the Rakdos Arcanist list that Michael Majors wrote about. It was a sweet article. He really went in depth on a lot of stuff, so y'all can check that out. But I was even talking to a couple of pros that, you know, are going to be playing in this Call Time Championship, and they're all just hanging on the results of this. They have to have their deck list in by Sunday, but Friday and Saturday are going to be like the big days for them.
What time on Sunday?
I'm not sure. I think it's by like midnight.
Okay, so they're gonna have time to see the SCG Tour, that Strixhaven Championship Qualifier. Because that's the big event. I think the Satellites, you know, they give you an idea, I think, more of what people are playing, as opposed to what is really having success because of the sample sizes are so small. That big tournament on Sunday is really going to show you, you know, what's succeeding in that metagame.
Well, I will agree with you. I think, since they are small sample size for individual tournaments, one is really hard to look at. But if you look at a full day of Friday and Saturday, you see the trends. If one deck has a 65% win rate in all of them, we got a good deck, you know. So that increases the sample size, because in a given day, it's like 800 people that'll play in these Satellites on SCG. These are like 200-person events each time, so you can really dissect a lot of information off one day. And I know a lot of pro teams that are just waiting patiently to look at these percentages and then really start testing, because right now you play on the arena ladder, it's the wild, wild west. You know, you play everything. So, and I think that'll change.
And I'm sure, you know, they have an idea of what they think is good, what they think will underperform, but they want to have their suspicions confirmed or denied based on the data that they get over those 2 days of Satellites.
Totally agree. So it should be a interesting weekend, to say the least.
Okay. All right. Match 1, I'm going to be starting with a newcomer on the scene. This is Selesnya Company. Sort of just a fair collected company deck. Not a lot of really synergies going on here. Just good stuff. Green and white creatures. You know, Skyclave Apparition, Luminarch Aspirant, Lovestruck Beast, and putting it all together with collected company. To me, this is a deck that really wouldn't exist without Skyclave Apparition or Fairgrounds Warden. I guess they're playing Warden, not Apparition, because of the mana base.
Oh, okay, okay. Maybe they play both.
Okay. You know, when you're playing a collected company deck, you have to have a certain, you know, creature count in order to make collected company work, and that means that you don't have space for creature removal, for interaction. And so being able to get quality interaction stapled onto your creatures, you know, goes a really long way, and especially in a format that doesn't have Path to Exile. So when you're going Selesnya, when I think of decks like that, like Selesnya, Heliod, sometimes they have some paths in the board, or like fair company decks in that format, there's usually a little bit of space for removal. Now, unless unless you're really Golgari, like that's where the good removal is in Historic. Yeah. So really getting it stapled onto your creature is super important.
The thing I love the most about this deck compared to just Jund Sacrifice Company lists, because I just think those are better decks, but if you get caged from those decks, you're caged. You're not casting company. From this deck, Skyclave Apparition it just does everything. Hitting cage and then being able to unlock your companies. You know, you have great Henge as a great plan B. You're not really more all into companies, and especially if those decks are Bolus's and company decks, you're really cold to cage, and cages are in main decks everywhere. You know, Blue-White Control is playing at like 2 or 3 main, and it's just a very good card right now. So I like this deck a lot because it's not reliant on needing to resolve its companies, or if a cage comes into play, you're just cold. So
yeah, you can just play a good, normal, aggressive game. Your opponent plays a cage, I attack you for 5.
Yeah, I have a Lovestruck Beast. You know, like get wrecked. So I'm playing Gabriel Nassif's version of Mono Black Vampires with a bunch of Faithless Havens and stuff. A deck that I'm a little bit lukewarm on, but I wanted to try it, you know, since the banning of Uro, because that was another card. Uro just was very good against vampires. It outclassed it very quickly. And, you know, Sorin into Champion of Dusk is still excellent. We still get Thoughtseize. We still get Push. Get some of the most efficient removal spells. And I think this deck could be good again.
Yeah, I think vampires in particular is usually well situated against other creature decks because you're a little bit bigger than them. You've got better card advantage. You have this really powerful card in Sorin that lets you, you know, control the battlefield, gain a little bit of life, you know, potentially gain tempo with that -3.
Yep.
And you have the Gifted Aetherborn, which plays really well in combat. So there's a lot of tools that Vampires has that makes it really good against opposing creature decks while still being able to compete against control and combo.
Yep.
That said, in this specific matchup, the Great Henge is going to be a problem. You know, you want to keep that off the battlefield at all costs. You're a mono black deck. You don't really have answers to it.
Yeah, the Henge is going to be rough. That's a card I'm afraid of, even more than Collected Company. I can Fatal Push 2 creatures, but if there's a Henge with it, or you go end step Company, get a Lovestruck Beast, untap Henge, that's the kind of sequence that is pretty scary. So
yeah, and it's really hard for you to, you know, kind of just hold up removal in the face of that and not develop your battlefield.
Especially because you have a lot of 3-drops, and I don't have fetch lands for Fatal Push, so it's like, yeah, I'll hold it up in case you Luminar Gasprint me or kill my creature, I guess. So yeah, we'll see. That'll be the struggle, but I get to go first since you destroyed me on Tuesday.
Can you say that again?
No, my mic broke actually. So okay. It doesn't have the best curve, but it is still decently powerful, so I can keep this.
I will say exactly the same thing about my hand.
Okay.
It's not the best curve, but it's decently powerful.
As do you.
I'll play a Forest and pass.
Okay, and then Llanowar Elf. Okay, right on time. A Conquistador, and I'll pass to you.
Sunpetal Grove, a Scavenging Ooze.
The Ooze, okay, let's get rid of that.
Thought that might happen.
Yep. All right. Now, let's go with Faceless Haven. A nice card we get to play here. And I'll attack. You take 2.
18.
And then I got the draw. Bang. Let's go.
It's going to bring you to 18.
Me to 18. I'll draw 2 cards and pass to you.
I am going to play Branchloft Pathway.
Okay.
Have an interesting decision here. Let me refresh myself.
Yeah, no kidding.
So gives Death Touch and Lifelink, you get the counter if it's a vampire. Okay.
Yep. Which I have a lot of vampires. I'll warn you.
You have a few. Yeah.
Got a toughie?
Yeah, I'm just going to Skyclave Apparition the Sorin.
Okay.
Get that out of here. Pass the turn. The Apparition checks the Conquistador, which is nice. So a removal spell would be annoying.
I was going to just draw a very nice one, but I had a really cool play lined up until you took my Sorin like a jerk, but this will do. So let's play a Snowland and I got a Sorin. Now, I think I probably just want to fling this at Apparition. Seems like the play here, since I get a 3/3. Yeah, let's do that. All right, fling this.
You're going to gain 3?
Yep, go to 21, get a 3/3, and attack for 4.
I'm at 14.
Your go.
Now I'm in trouble.
Good, good. I'm still worried about, like, Collected Company. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, definitely in trouble.
Excellent, excellent.
So I can't. The problem here is really the Faceless Haven.
Yeah.
Giving Corey that extra 4-power attacker potentially. With me at 14, this is an 11-power attack if I focus my efforts on the Sorin.
Yep.
I don't really have creatures that play good defense here.
Yeah, green-white doesn't play that great defense outside of Lovestruck Beast. That's like the main one.
And even if I were to sort of have basically 3 options.
Okay.
I don't think I can afford... I guess this does prevent Part of Sorin, but that's not the Part of Sorin you'd probably use. Next turn...
Someone's got a Yasharn.
God, this is just... They're just all mediocre.
Yeah. You're playing green-white mediums. What do you expect?
Yep. I think I've got to keep some pressure off of myself, so I'm going to Fairgrounds Warden the Illusion token.
That's nice. So then when it dies, I no longer get it back.
Yep. And then I will play a Boulderloft Pathway.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
1 tap, a draw. Pretty cute draw. Got a castle. I could just get in there for 8, but then I can't play my card, so I don't think I want a Faithless Haven this turn. I think I just want to play my stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna do this cute little combo of play the ghoul, sack the ghoul to deal 3 here. This will come back at end step because I gained 3.
You go to 24.
Play Gifted Aetherborn and attack for 4.
I'll go to 10.
All right,
Yeah,
bring
that
this
is
back.
quite the play.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Pass to you.
That's what we call a combo in
Yeah,
biz.
that's what the kids on the internet say. Splinter Twin, right there. Right, Ross, you're a fan of minor cards that work together being called Splinter Twin?
I guess.
That's the spirit.
Okay, now we'll play the Yasharn.
Okay.
Get my basics.
Yeah, that card had some implacable timing right there.
And All Heart's Desire. Get
You're
a
so
Shaheen.
proud of yourself for that one, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pass the turn.
I am. Okay. I'm gonna go like this. Okay. Animate Faithless Haven. And I'm going to put a counter here on the ghoul so that it can attack in and not die to Shaheen or the Yasharn, and then I'll attack with the team.
Okay, Yasharn is going to have to jump in front of Champion. I think that's better than trading with the Haven. This will chump the Ghoul, and then I'll take 6.
Okay, you take 6, you go to 4, and I gain 4 and go to 28.
Yep.
Now I get to do a sweet little play of second main, sack this, draw a card, and then bring it back. Pass to you.
The champion's dead.
Oh, yeah.
And now we just have to do our thing and hope we don't die.
Okay.
I'll play Lovestruck Beast, and I'll play Skyclave Apparition and hit the Sorin.
Okay, yeah, that does prevent you from dying.
That's the turn. If Corey has nothing, we might be able to sneak back into this game. But he's laughing because he has something.
Yeah, that's it. All right, I'll play a land. Now, what do we want to do? Could attack with Faithless Haven and everything. You block this. Probably block this. Take 2. Is that even worth it? Could just attack with Gifted Aetherborn, and that kind of accomplishes the same thing. Definitely got some options here. Could start by castling because my hand is not good.
And you have 2 in that hand?
Yep, 2 in the hand. Yeah, the attack with everything doesn't seem great right now. I already played a land, so I guess I can tap this. All right, I'll take 3 and draw a card.
Love that. 25.
Ooh, that was pretty good. All right, I will swift end this. Send this on an adventure. What's up? I'm down to 23. I'm going to be going up to 25 after this attack. Forced block.
Yeah, block the ghoul.
Okay, so now...
You go to 25, I go to 2.
You go to 2. I get a 3/3, and I'll pass to you.
And now I think I'm dead.
Hooray!
Oh, I guess not. I need an untapped land here. Oh, that'll work too.
Okay.
I will play Heart's Desire.
Okay. Nobody's dead with Shaheen at their side.
I will play a Kazandu Valley.
Okay.
And I'll pass a turn.
Collected Company. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to play like a coward here, and we're just going to NBA Jam, and I'll attack. Let's see what you get.
All right.
Spin it.
Okay, we hit 2 creatures.
Okay. It's above average for you.
We'll get Scavenging Ooze and Lovestruck Beast.
Okay.
I would like to go to blocks.
Yep.
So we're going to put Scoos here. Or Beast in front of Haven, Scoos in front of Aetherborn, and chump the Illusion token.
Okay.
And then exile the Silver Smoke Ghoul.
That's disgusting.
That'll put me to 3.
Yep.
Then these will trade.
Yep.
Haven down.
Okay.
Sheen down.
Second main, I'll play this and Murderous Rider and pass to you. Yeah. Yep, 27.
Yeah, so 27 to 3. I guess that's fine. I'll play this tapped.
Okay.
Cast Amiria's Call.
Okay. It's pretty strong.
And pass the turn.
All right. You're living on the edge. But the point is, you are living. Okay, I'll play this. I'll play a knight, and I will activate Castle. Take 1.
This castle is probably going to win the game.
Yeah, this castle's been incredible. So I took 1 there.
Yeah, so you're 26.
Wish I would have actually castled first. This would have been sweet.
Can't beat a 3rd Sorin right now. The big problem actually is I put 2 of my henges on the bottom with that collection company.
I'll pass to you. Yeah,
that
that's
would
a
be
problem.
a good draw here. I will play the Lovestruck Beast that you know about.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
I'm going to kill something. Probably just Lovestruck Beast.
Brings you to 24.
Yeah, if I would have castled first, I would have taken 2 instead of 1, and then I could have put some counters on. But that's not technically correct. All right. Play this, and it's not lethal. But if I attack with the illusion, I can do some things. 1, 2, so I can pump 3 times. Interesting. If because you got to block 2 creatures to the night. If you have company, of course, everything changes. But I'll just attack with the knights. I'm a coward.
If I do this...
Pump once, pump twice. Would seem like a correct assumption.
Yeah, whereas if I single block both and you do the same thing, and you just get to keep a
an
knight.
extra knight. Yeah, so you're trading an Ari for that?
And I do have to block both. The only other option is like double chump.
Yeah.
So I'm going to basically be trading my entire board for 1 knight.
Card's messed up. Knight of the Ebon Legion has always been such a busted card, but just fell off at the end of standard there.
What can I draw to get back into this? Probably has to be Collected Company.
Into double Skyclave Apparition, or...
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yep.
Fairgrounds Warden might actually be better because they check the Murderous Riders.
Skyclave into Scavenging Ooze, probably your best.
Yeah, I could have taken 2 from the Gifted Aetherborn and left the Skoos around. Maybe that would have been better because I would have just been able to gain a bunch of life. I would have ended up with a little bit more life here.
Yeah, that would
have been better. Don't think it would have made a difference in this game. Even if I was trading 1 for 1 here, these castles are still super threatening. But yeah, this has to be my block.
All right, yeah, pump once, pump twice. Kill that, and then pass to you. Yeah, that's the one. That is the best thing about the Vampires. This is the best Castle Locked-playing deck I've ever played in my life. Just because you gain so much life that you don't even care if you have 4 lands in hand. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll castle. If I can castle, I will castle.
From the moment Corey had Sorin into Champion, I was behind that game. And, not only was I behind on the battlefield, you would gain some card advantage, so you didn't really run out of steam. Till right at the very end, you ran out on that 1 turn.
Yeah,
that let
3
me
lands
stabilize.
in hand.
But then the castle just took over. You were able to find a little bit more gas. I drew a couple lands. And, even if I had drawn some gas there, eventually the castle is going to overwhelm me.
Yeah. Nope. The game definitely seemed closer than it was because you were very close to actually stabilizing, but yeah, I just had the nice draws there at the end. So, all right, everyone, we're going to head to the sideboard here and see what we got for each other. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Selesnya Company and Mono Black Vampires. On my side of things, trying to get a little less aggressive and trying to gear up to play this mid-range game. Selesnya Company, like Vampires, is set up to be a little bit bigger. It's still aggressive, so that you're the one who's putting pressure on ramp and control decks, but you play the control role in aggro matchups. Corey's better at drawing cards, so I'm trying to bring in more heavy hitters. I want individually powerful cards that can, be worth 2 or 3 of Corey's. So we've got the Vivian Monsters Advocate, a Planeswalker. We've got my Yasharns. This is, not just the shutdown Sorin. It's actually mainly so that I hit my land drops and I get to things like Amiria's Call. I can cast, Great Henges, even if Corey is aggressively killing my 5-power creatures on turn 3. And then I'm bringing in Giant Killer as additional removal that can be a 2-for-1 that's built in. Chopping down a Faceless Haven, chopping down a Champion of Dusk, a pumped Knight of the Ebon Legion in the late game. These are all really valuable things. And then just being able to tap down certain creatures, whether it's a Gifted Aetherborn, a Knight that dominate the battlefield late, I think is going to be valuable. And I'm cutting my more aggressive cards in Luminarch Aspirant and the one of Knight of Autumn that just doesn't have a lot of utility in this matchup.
Okay.
So just trying to gear up for those kind of haymaker games. And have a few more things to throw at Corey.
Yeah, and I'm also slowing down a bit. We're bringing in Crippling Fear. It hits about half your deck, but it can be really good at pushing through because it's not going to destroy any of mine when I name vampires. So it can be that just nice card to clear up maybe some Skyclave Aspirants or
Apparitions.
Yeah, Apparitions, some Llanowar Elves. Scavenging Ooze, your little stuff, but it can be awkward because you do have some big creatures as well. Also hits Mammoth and stuff. Extinction Event is just another card for me saying, well, if your battlefield gets too large, I don't have a great way to come back except for 1-for-1ing. So it's kind of a panic button when I'm on the draw. When we're on the play, I think I will at least bring in the Dust Legion Zealots for one of these Wrath effects. And then Noxious Grass, pretty great against a green-white deck.
Yeah.
And then, just taking out some of the more awkward, decent cards. I don't really like this card at all. Dust Legion Zealot, I really like on the play, and on the draw, it's a little bit too slow. Once again, a card that helps you make your land drops. But on the draw, it is just pretty weak if you're dropping Lovestruck Beast, and then I'm going Dust Legion Zealot. And then one Ghoul coming out.
Essentially cutting the creatures that don't play as well in combat.
Exactly, yeah, because you do a pretty good job of blocking. You got a lot of big creatures, you can get them out pretty quickly.
Corey's advantage of the matchup is having good removal and direct card advantage and being able to play that control role really nicely. My advantage is my creatures are generally bigger. I'm usually going to be winning in combat. Some of the Death Touch stuff can get in the way of that plan, but if you're sitting there playing Dusk Legion Zealots and Silver Smoke Ghouls against my Kazandu Mammoths and Lovestruck Beast, you're going to fall pretty far behind, and it's going to make it really hard to enact that control game plan.
Exactly, and just, of course, the Great Hen. Still the card that I am most afraid of. I hope you keep accompanying into those cards, because we'll take that. But yeah, I was playing a little bit with that deck last night, and I just collected companied into 2 Skyclave Apparitions when I was kind of behind. We were kind of at board parity, and I just had 2 Great Henges out, and I just started the turn with 4 cards and ended their turn with 7. It was absolutely disgusting. Because I was playing that 2/5 Raptor whenever they activate.
Yeah, I've seen some lists that play that.
Yeah, I think that card's kind of sweet. It's really good against Jund Sacrifice, and my opponent just happened to need some cards off their Bomat that turn, so I was just going crazy. It was nice. All right, let's battle.
It'd be a nice one against your castles, too. You want to gain some card advantage with your castles? How about you give me a little bit of that?
Yeah, share the wealth.
I think this hand looks solid, and I'm going to keep it.
I'm going to keep. It's not amazing, but it does a thing.
I am going to actually sequence this a little bit differently to prevent some damage on my side. So we'll start with a Temple Garden.
I got a Schwamp. Past you.
Oh, okay. That changes some things.
Okay.
Does it? I don't think I want to run this into Fatal Push, actually. So I think I'm just going to play the Tangled Veil as a land and continue with my normal plan of Heart's Desire for a Shaheen.
Sounds good. Okay, not a good draw from us, but I will play land and pass to you.
Okay, attack for 1.
I'll take it. 19.
I'll play a Forest and a Lovestruck Beast.
Okay, I'll Noxious Grass that. Gain 1 life, got a 20. Untap, draw. Not a super great follow-up. I just got a Ghoul. I think this comes into play tap. No, it doesn't.
No. Okay. It enters tapped when it comes from the graveyard.
Okay, pass to you.
Okay. Do I want to trade this token for the Ghoul? I don't think you're likely to gain 3 life next turn. So, yeah, I'll attack for 1.
I'll take it. 19.
I guess is awkward if you have a removal spell, but that's fine. I will play a Yasharn, get a Forest and a Plains, and pass the turn.
Does stop me from sacking the Ghoul as well, which is kind of cute. Oh, it's a pretty good draw. Yeah, I'm just gonna Swift and Yasharn. Slap that on an adventure. I'll go to 17. And I'll put you to 17. And then I'll pass to you. The boat. Oh, God.
Get in for one.
Okay, I'm at 16.
Pass the turn.
The boat has arrived. I love casting a boat, let me tell you.
I enjoyed it. It's been a while, but...
Whenever you play the boat, you have to make the noise, right?
You have to.
Even if it's online?
The saddest champion of Dusk. I go to 15, draw a card, and pass to you. Jesus. I have not been drawing well. That's another card that's going to be very tough for me to beat.
Okay, let's play Eclectic Company.
Okay. Who's driving the boat? Who's driving that boat?
Got an interesting...
What do you play, one of boat in this list too?
Yeah, one boat. Interesting decision here.
Which order to put all 6 of these on the bottom?
Okay, well, I'm not going to take the Llanowar Elves. Do I just take both Biggins, or do I take Biggin and Giant Killer to potentially control the battlefield? I've definitely got plenty of mana. If I take the Giant Killer, then there's the question of which Biggin I go for. I don't like the idea of Giant Killer. I think I would just rather have a Lovestruck Beast over Kazandu Mammoth.
Okay.
So let's do that.
I'm terrified.
Then I will play this Plains. Let's crew the boat and attack with both creatures, deal 3 to champion.
All right, I'm down to 8.
Yep, brings you to 8, and then I'll pass the turn.
All right. That was a pretty good turn.
Yeah, this is fine. Don't worry, my hand is only perfect.
Okay, good. My hand is also not perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to play a little defense here. So I can go like this, play a Lovestruck Beast, and then just pass to you.
You mean play a Murderous Rider?
Yeah, what did I say?
You said Lovestruck Beast.
I'm so used to, out of an adventure for 3 mana, I cast so many more Lovestruck Beasts.
Okay, it would appear to me that there is a swift end in my future.
Yep.
So we want to play around that. The neat thing is Corey can't really stop both Lovestruck Beast and Boat, and they're both pretty good. I'm going
Can't do that.
What?
Just came
it just came in, yeah. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were trying to cheat. That's what you were thinking. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, I guess I should have played this tap line last turn, but that's fine. Everything's okay.
All right.
It's all fine.
It's all fine and dandy.
Okay. How do I play this?
I'm feeling this is going to be bad for me.
It is. I'm going to play a Great Henge.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll go to 19 and play Collected Company.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that resolves.
Yeah. Okay, we had 2 creatures at the end after this set of 4 to start.
Okay.
They're not the worst, but not the best.
Yeah, they all come with a little extra.
Yeah.
Little extra kick.
So they're going to enter the counters. Apparition has to hit, the Murderous Rider. I'll draw 2 cards.
Sure.
Then
this is all fine.
Well, it's tapped. And go to Declare Tax.
Sure.
I will attack for 5.
Okay, I will.
No need to expose my boat.
I'll just Fatal Push it.
Pass the turn.
All right.
I'm drawing a million cards here. I've got plenty of other stuff.
I concede.
Didn't even have the removal spell for
Didn't have it, no. my only hope was that you just didn't crew it, so I had to leave mana open. Not that I had anything else to to play, but
there are definitely spots there where I'll crew into the removal spell if I'm forcing other stuff, but there's just no reason to when I have so much else going on.
Yeah, I flooded a bit, but that draw was one of the draws where, unless I had the stone cold nuts of 2-drop vampire into champion, into Sorin into champion, that kind of shenanigans, and then great follows from there, I wasn't going to compete with that draw. Some of these green-white draws are just disgusting.
Yeah, my opening hand was 3 lands, Love Struck, Double Company, something else.
Yeah, no, that's pretty strong. So now that I'm going to get on the play, I am going to bring in these Dusty Lots for one of these 4-mana removal spells. The more and more I think about it, the -3/-3 is just probably not that good against you, huh?
I mean, I think it's fine. I've Kazandu Mammoth. The only creatures that 100% survive it are Yasharn and Lovestruck Beast. You just happen to see quite a bit of them in that game.
Yeah.
But, Llanowar Elves, Giant Killer, Fairgrounds Warden, Kazandu Mammoth, tokens from
Heart's Desire.
Heart's Desire, but also Vivian.
Yeah.
Those beast tokens are all dying to it.
Yeah, Extinction Event is probably worse. The thing about Extinction Event is when you play against a lot of evens, it's great because I have a ton of odds, but you do too. So we're both kind of sharing that aspect. So yeah, I think we'll.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have Fear than Event.
Yeah, but I don't want a ton of them on the play. So we'll try to just be a little bit more proactive. Try to do what we did game 1, essentially.
Yeah, cast Sorin with champions.
Yes, that's exactly it. All right, Rob, do you got any questions from our lovely audience here?
Yeah, I got a couple questions, but also want to lead off with a what's in Historic for the day.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
So your choice is Chainer's Edict or Firebolt.
Firebolt. Firebolt in Historic.
I agree. I think it's Firebolt.
Yeah.
It is Chainer's Edict.
What? Wow. Oh, Firebolt's in Modern Horizon. That's where I've seen it cast recently. Wow.
Chainer's Edict is in Historic.
Why not, dude?
Remember when that was the best removal spell in Standard?
I do. Or remember in that same kind of vein,
wow, you're old.
Slaughtering Suit or something. It was from Time Spiral. Strangling Suit or
something? Yeah, the one with flashback.
Yeah, that was the best card for a while. I guess in block, but I remember playing a ton of that card just as a flashback removal.
Yeah,
spell,
it definitely in block constructed. It was not so much in Standard.
Okay.
It was also the best.
I played
common.
A lot of block.
Yeah, it was the best common in the set in Limited.
Yeah, that's right.
Just it was 3 mana. I think power 3 or less, or CMC 3 or less.
I think it was power. But
power,
everything was pretty tiny in that set, or something. It was very
Errant
good.
Ephemeron.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody could beat that card.
All right, one question for me though, Rob.
Gamer Zach wants to know: do you think the Yorion Emergent Ultimatum deck, or that wasn't Yorion deck, was it? But the Emergent Ultimatum deck that you had played in Standard could be a deck in Historic?
Yeah, it's a Yorion deck too. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's an interesting deck to be a Yorion deck because it doesn't really need to be, but it needs to be just because of curve consideration. You have to play all these 7-drops, so you actually draw. If it's a 60-card deck, it's actually worse with you drawing those cards more consistently, so it benefits you to be an 80-card deck anyways, like they all do, let's get real. But in Historic, I have seen people messing around with it a little bit, but it seems a little too slow to me. Historic's just a lot faster than Standard, but I have seen some people play it.
Yeah, it's definitely around, but I agree. This is a format that doesn't have appreciably better disruption than Standard outside of Thoughtseize.
Yeah,
and
Thoughtseize is huge.
Yeah, but the linear decks are much more powerful than they are in Standard, and that has shifts the balance of power to the point where those kind of ramp decks really suffer.
But that style of deck, for instance, probably does pretty decent against these green-white Value Town decks, or the Bant Angels deck.
Oh yeah.
These kind of creature decks that are a little slower, but they're bigger. But then you go up against Jund Sacrifice, where they just have such a robust game plan.
Or Goblins.
Or Gruul. Gruul is going to be insane. So I don't think it's quite there. And also Blue-White Control would beat it pretty badly too. But if you want to just have fun with it on the ladder, I think it's perfectly reasonable. All right, I will be going first for this game. No, it started off so good. I'm like, okay, we're gonna do things, and then no lands. I'm gonna mulligan this one. Sad.
Okay, I'll keep.
Sad. So sad.
You keep saying sad, but I'm not sad at all.
We all know you're sad inside, okay? Don't just stop trying to hide it.
But not about this.
Okay. This is your shining your shining moment, huh? All right. Take 2. Mulliganing in game 3. Come on. What is this? Yeah, it's not good, but I'll keep. And I'll go with a Knight of the Ebon Legion. Past you.
Okay, one good one drop deserves another. Here's a Linorels.
You don't deserve it.
First time we had one of those.
Yeah, let's get that out of there. And attack for 1.
19.
Your go.
Okay, play Fatal Passage, play Linorels.
Okay.
Pass the turn. Just trying to figure out how I wanted to sequence my lands.
Sure.
Set up my next couple turns.
I just have a sad Sorin because it's only putting a counter on this, and it's not putting in my favorite 5-drop. And then I'll attack for 2.
I will take 2, so 17 to 22.
Yep. And pass to you.
So you got 2 cards in hand?
2 cards.
So I can't remember. So neither of them are champion. This is also a turn where you might have gone like Sorin, put in. I'm trying to think like what else you would put in. I guess your curve is so low that maybe you wouldn't care to do that.
Yeah, everything else just costs 3 or less, but you know it would be somewhat reasonable. But then if you killed that creature and attacked Sorin, then it's really bad for me.
Yeah, I'll play a Sun Petal Grove and a Yasharn.
Yasharn.
Get a forest and a plains.
Okay.
And then I'll pass a turn.
Okay.
I'm guessing one of them is a Murderous Rider, but that's just because I always envision Corey as the best possibles.
A little rough here. Ugh. Yeah, my whole incentive is to just keep you off the Great Henge. So I'll go to 23. We'll put another counter on this and attack for 3. So I'm going to go to 26 and you're going to go to 14?
Yep.
Okay, pass to you.
Wow.
I hope that's a bad wow for a change.
It is.
Okay.
Attack Sorin for 1.
It's at 5.
Pass the turn.
Hey! 4 mana, what could it be? Alright, I got a champion.
Trigger on the stack. I will drop that one down.
So I'll go to 25 and draw 1 card.
Yep.
Okay, and then I'll put a counter
-3,
on this.
put in a champion.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping. Put a counter on this, so attack for 4.
Brings me to 10, you to 29.
Yep, and then this gets another counter.
Yep.
Pass to you.
Okay. So we're going to need 5 mana this turn. So let's play an untapped land.
Okay.
Attack Sorin for 1.
5.
Play a Giant Killer.
Okay.
Play a Heart's Desire.
Okay.
And then play a Fairgrounds Warden on the Knight.
Boo. Okay.
Pass a turn. Crippling Fear.
To just draw that. That's pretty good.
God.
Woo! I'll choose Uncle Istvan's, okay?
It's not a creature type.
Whatever. Put a counter here and pass to you.
And as Faceless Haven.
And Faceless Haven. Woo, that was a good draw. I'm glad I took those extinction events out.
Pass the turn.
All right. Okay. Pretty interesting here. Hmm. All right, I will animate this, put a counter on Faithless Haven, and attack with these two.
Okay, I will block the Haven with a Lovestruck Beast.
All right, damage.
I take 2, go to 8.
Yep, I gain 5, go to 34.
Is this a Gifted Aetherborn?
No, I just have Thoughtseize for your Great Henge.
Oh, I have 2 lands.
Oh, no! All right, fine.
32.
32, pass to you. Now Great Henge for you.
Yep.
Wow!
Play this tap, play this for 4 mana.
Okay.
So this is going to be 3, 6, 9 if you draw a land.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, if you draw a land, you get to pump twice and throw it at me, and that's 11, and I'm going to be at 10.
So you can't attack.
Yeah, but I just don't like. What am I? Am I winning if I just chump block for a turn and then I just have to draw a spell?
Or creature. I mean, you can run in creatures, you know?
Yeah, I could. You're probably like a 24 land deck. You've seen 6. That's 3, 6, 11, 13. You got 47 cards in your deck. Maybe 18 are lands. So you're talking about a little under 40%. Interesting decision.
Mm-hmm.
I also do just want to get the Sorin off the battlefield eventually, right?
I would figure, but
8. Be attacking it to 2. The thing is, like, what spell? What am I really hoping you draw if it's not a land? Like another Thoughtseize is the best possible for
yeah,
me.
that would suck.
Fatal Push would not be very good, though. I guess I would. It would be pretty good because I would want to attack the Sorin.
God, I get so punished for Fatal or Thoughtseizing instead of just pumping. That was such a Punisher card. I just had to figure you had a Great Henge, but I was right. It was just on top instead of in your hand.
And oh man,
it's a toughie.
This is definitely tough. It actually gives me a couple turn. Like, if you draw a land next turn, I actually then have 2 turns to find spells, right? Because I'm going to gain 2 each turn, and that would put me to 12.
Yep.
Oh no, but because it would get another counter, so it would be exactly 12 actually. So it doesn't get me the following turn. You'd be threatening exactly 12. So I would literally have to rip creatures.
You have a lot of them, but yeah.
Yeah. I could also, Miri's Call would be really good.
Yeah.
Collected Company, obviously insane. Like, all my non-creatures are mostly great, too. Oh, man.
All right, make a decision.
I'm going to pass.
All right.
I've been game 2.
Okay, so you're at 10?
Yeah, I'm at 10. You know my hand, like.
Good call. Pretty good land.
Oh, my God.
So I guess, technically, I could throw this Faceless Haven at this and hit you for 5.
How are you hitting me for 5?
Pumping. Right?
Oh, yeah, you pump first. Pump first.
Throw, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, once you animate, it can't tap, but you can just pump first.
But you just have to chump anyways. It's interesting.
I mean, how is it interesting? Huh. One of them, one play leaves you with a Faceless Haven, one doesn't. If I have to chump anyways.
But one hit you for 5, One hit you for 5 and I get a counter. But yeah, that's probably not worth it. So I'll just attack here.
I will block.
Okay, I'll pump.
Or I guess.
Or do I hang on. Do I just want to pump this? Because if you get boat, I guess. I'm thinking if I want to put a counter on Faithless Haven or not. Yeah, I'll just attack with this.
Yeah, if you pump first, actually, you don't have to block because then you're only threatening 9.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true,
if you were to
true.
activate Soren first, so I'll block.
Okay, pump. Now, do I want to put a counter on this, or do I want to put a counter on this? It leaves me open to boat for not putting a counter on this, so I guess that would be silly. So I'll just put a counter here and pass to you.
Okay, you gotta draw some
Alright.
creatures.
Oh, I hate a henge.
That's an interesting draw.
Okay. A Vivian.
Yeah, I'll go to 12 and play Vivian.
God. That's not interesting. That's busted. There's
Let's
nothing
take a look at the
interesting
top of my
about
deck. That is an absolutely heinous draw.
that. Okay, good.
Might be the worst draw on my deck.
Good.
I will make a beast token.
Okay.
I will give it vigilance, I guess.
Okay.
Not that it really matters.
Yeah, you'll be blocking. Then done.
And is there any point in me holding the land?
Mammoth, but that's about it, right?
I'll just play it. Pass.
Okay. Okay. I'll animate, put a counter on Faithless Haven. And now the question, do we want to kill Vivian? Ugh. It's been a good game. I'd have to just send both creatures to be able to kill Vivian, which is a tilt. But God. Because it's so bad. Then you just let Vivian die. I don't get a counter. But if you can just chain off creatures, I'm going to die. I'll attack Vivian.
I'll let it die.
Okay, I'll then pass to you. Tilt. Vivian was such a good draw.
Okay, I will... Yeah, you didn't play land, so I can attack Soren.
Okay.
My vigilance.
That's 6.
Gain 2 life, go to 14. I'll play another hinge.
Okay, I was wondering what this could be. But
Gain 2 more life, go to 16.
Okay.
And
Done.
pass the turn.
All right. Okay, that was a pretty good draw. I will animate -3 for a champion. Draw 3.
29.
29. I got a land. A fatal push. Attack. Before damage. Pump. So 6, 10, 11.
I go to 5.
5, trigger this, and pass to you. No, I didn't gain any life off that.
Collected company, please.
Hooray! Green-white mediums disappointed Ross in the end.
Just needed to draw creatures.
Oh, anything.
Just went 3
Yeah.
draws in a row without seeing a creature.
I think once you played Vivian, you were favored to win that game. I really do, even though I was ahead on board.
Oh my god. Next card of Miria's Call, then Lovestruck Beast into Collected Company.
Yeah, I think you would have got me then.
And Collected Company hits like Fairgrounds Warden plus another Lovestruck Beast to draw 2 more cards.
I think you would have got it by then. That was a great match, though.
So close to
That
snowballing
was
with that
a
hand.
great match. Woo! All right, Rob, do you got a question for us before we head to break?
I did have another what's in Historic for
Perfect.
you. Is it Kira the Great Glass Spinner? Or Azami Lady of Scrolls?
I think it's Kira.
I know neither of the cards, so I'll go with Kira.
That is correct.
Nice work. Nice work. All right, everyone, we are going to take a short break, and we're going to bring you round number 2 here. I got a deck that I know is going to be near and dear to your heart. I'm playing Mono Green Elves, and I saw the list looked super sweet, so we're going to give it a shot.
And I'm going to be playing Mono Black Shadow.
Oh, excellent. Okay, we're going to take a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with round number 2 here on Versus Live. All right, everybody, welcome back to Versus Live. My name is Corey Baumeister.
I'm Ross Merriam.
And we got Rob in the booth. Say what's up, Rob.
What's up, Rob?
Rob will be taking all your questions, comments, concerns, and burns aimed at Ross. Make sure to take at Star City Games so he will get his favorite burns to Ross, sent over to us so we can burn Ross together. All right, so we are playing Historic today. That was our normal intro, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So we were playing Historic
Nothing out of place
today.
there.
Nothing out of place. Nothing out of place there. We just had an absolutely sick match 1 between Vampires and Green-White Company. Now we're moving on to, I definitely have a deck that I don't anticipate to be tier 1 or maybe even tier 2, but it looks sweet, and there's still a lot of tribal synergies that goes with it. I'm going to be playing Mono Green Elves with Collected Company as well. Another list brought to me by Nassif. I checked out a lot of his Cardboard Live list. He's been playing a ton. You know, he's got a lot on the line. He is right up there with Paulo on the MPL leaderboard.
Yeah, and it's that top 4 that gets to stay in, doesn't have to play in those sort of playoff tournaments.
Exactly. Just goes straight to Worlds, stays in MPL. It's Paulo, Nassif, my brother, and then, I don't know, someone else. But someone else. Sorry, someone else.
On behalf of everyone here at Versus Live, I'd like to apologize to that someone else, whoever they may be.
I'm pretty sure it's Andre Strosky. He'll be fine. He's got that little kid luck still.
I mean, he's not threatening to retire, so he can't possibly win.
That's a good point. Yeah, he's probably taking 5th. Poor guy. Poor guy. Especially after I just jinxed him here. So.
Technically, number 4 is Brad Nelson.
Oh, okay.
Number 3 is Strosky. Yeah.
They're tied?
Yeah.
I knew Brad was tied with somebody, but...
Okay. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter. Semantics. I just checked out Nassif's decks. He's been playing a lot. He had a lot of cool decks. So, you know, once again, it was really tough to find deck lists because there's not a lot of information out there. And you know what that does lead to, though? That's what leads to this awesome metagame that we're seeing on Arena. Is just completely wide open. So honestly, it's probably going to be the best time to play up until Friday when all these deck lists gets, kind of homogenized. But
nobody's coming in with any preconceived notions about what decks are good, what decks are bad. They're playing the decks that they like. They're having some success with them. It's those Wild West days. So it looks really good. I think this elf deck looks very powerful. I've played with these synergies in Modern. I like them in Pioneer. It's what I wrote about this week.
Nice.
In Historic, you actually get access to cards that you don't have access to in Pioneer.
Makes sense, yeah.
So the deck might even be a little. It's in some ways it's more powerful. In some ways it's less.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly where the balance lies, but I do think the additions from Kaldheim really ratchet this deck up. Elvish Warmaster is awesome.
Warmaster is insane.
Realm Walker gives you a lot of resilience in the face of removal. It can rebuild a battlefield in a hurry. And Jaspera Sentinel, when you just have so many bodies lying around because of Warmaster, ends up acting a lot more like a Llanowar than you might expect.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, like Sentinel into Warmaster into another elf seems like a very, pretty medium average play that the deck can produce. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah, four bodies on turn 2 when you're ready to collect a company on turn 3.
Yeah, pretty nice. So I'm excited to try it. What do you got up against me?
I'm going to be playing Mono Black Shadow. We saw the Orzhov version on Sunday do very well against Control. The Mono Black list is more aggro focused. It's playing things like Dread Wanderer. It's really low to the ground. It's better, I think, at consistently hitting the shadow draws where you're playing early shadows and you're controlling your life total because all of its lands deal itself damage if it wants to.
Cool.
It's just a ton of shock lands and if near dead lands, things like that. It's, I think, more consistent at executing that game plan. It's not as powerful. You don't have the utility of the white cards, things like Ranger of Eos, Maul, the Skyclaves, to really help you out. But you still have all that great black disruption. You still have Dotsies. Instead of Dire Tactics, you're playing Feed the Swarm. Similar, very versatile removal spell.
Yeah.
Helps you lose a little bit of life. So really just a good, clean list playing efficient creatures, good removal spells, and a really powerful Death Shadow.
It'll be an interesting to see your dance around how much life should you take, because I can still attack you out of nowhere. So that'll be the struggle for you. I know my game plan, for the most part. So.
And not only can you attack me, you can go wide. So if you only need to deal 4, 5, 6 points of damage, that's pretty easy to do with just a swarm of tokens to get left around and after my spot removal is done.
Yup. How's your hand?
My hand looks solid, so I'm going to keep it.
I think I'll ship this one back. That might be a rough Corey keep.
You have so much gas.
I'd never be running out of gas. Yeah, and another nice, faceless Haven deck to be able to play. We don't play as many in this list because, there is a pretty heavy mana constraint. And, we're not really all about that life of trying to get chip damage in with Faithless Haven. It really is a go wide deck, and you want to play Castle Garenbridge, too. Like, that land's pretty nice. Be able to just play a ton of elves or activate Warcaller, I believe. I was just thinking about abilities, that. Yeah, it does work. I didn't just draw one, I promise.
Yeah. I was just thinking about it.
I was just thinking about it, I really came to the conclusion that it does indeed do that. Okay, I'm definitely going to keep. But what to put back? Probably this. Yeah, I think we're going to have enough mana sink, so I'm going to put this creature to the bottom and let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to go to 18 for a Blood Crypt and play Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Alrighty. Yeah, pretty nice with Knight too, that you can just deal yourself a lot of damage sometimes with like Thoughtseize, Painland, and kind of do some cool stuff. Alright, I got a Jasper Sentinel and then I'll pass to you. You said you were mono black, you liar. You're black red. Knight of the Ebon Legion, you betrayed me. Why are you over there?
I'll go to 17 and Fatal Push the Sentinel.
Okay.
And then attack for 1.
All right.
Pass the turn. 17, 19.
I have a Elvish Channeler, and then I'll pass to you. Or Clan Caller, excuse me.
Okay.
Is there an Elvish Channeler? I feel like that's a card name.
There is, I believe it is a 3 and a green for a 2/2 and taps to add X mana of any color to your mana pool where X is the number of elves you control.
Gotcha. Do you
Uncommon
have
from legions, potentially.
Do you just have every elf up there just because it's your favorite tribe?
I've got a lot of them. No, that's Wirewood Channeler, not Elvish Channeler.
Oh, okay. Well, forget what I said about your knowledge of elves. Sounds terrible.
I'm not sure. I don't think there is an Elvish Channeler then, but there might be.
Yeah, I used to see one in my search.
Okay.
I'm going to play an Agadim untapped, go to 14.
14, okay, I'm winning.
Then I'm going to go to 13 for this Deadlands and Fatal Push the Clan Caller.
Okay.
Attack you for 1.
18.
So got 18 to 13. Then I'm going to play a 2/2 Scourge of the Skyclaves.
Okay.
Then I'm going to note that I've lost 4 life this turn and get a counter on my Knight.
All right.
Pass. I should have lied on Deadlands this game.
I'm at 18. 18 to 14.
I effectively missed a point of damage here. I could have gotten that counter on Knight last turn.
I'll play this and then this. Get a 1/1 elf and pass to you.
Allosaurus Shepherd, one of the cards that is available in Historic but not in Pioneer.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
Really powerful one.
Very good against control, that's for sure. But yeah, good mana sink as well. There's a lot of mana sinks in this deck. Castle Garenbridge makes this ability only cost 5 too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, getting max punish, or no, I'm not. I wasn't. Yeah, I'm getting max punished for having not played If Near Deadlands on turn 1.
Okay.
Because this. Yeah, because you would be at 17, and this would be a 3/3, which would be much better right now. But not, maybe not, because I want to deal with the Shepherd probably. So,
yeah, Scourge of the Skyclave. I played a little bit in the Rakdos Arcanist Death Shadow version, and post board you just bring in a bunch of those. That card gets out of hand pretty quickly.
Let's just attack for 2 with the Knight.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I really want to chump this. I don't really want to, double block to force you to use your mana. If it was a 2/2, I'd consider that just to make you waste your turn. But yeah, I'll take.
Just take 2, go to 16.
16, yeah.
I've got a 4/4 Scourge, which is nice.
Okay.
And the real question for me is if I want to shock this shock land. And I guess I do.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to go to 11.
Okay.
I'm going to play a 2/2 Death Shadow.
Okay.
And do I want to use this too? I'm a little worried of something like another Lord would be really annoying. I also want to be able to use my mana next turn. Hmm. 16. Yeah, I'm going to pass. I think I need the options.
Hiya! Not a great draw. Yeah, I don't have very good attacks. And I think I'm just sadly just playing a Realm Walker, naming elves. And pass to you.
Do I want to ping myself with this Deadlands? It just makes the shadow a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
Okay.
That's an interesting one. Okay, I'll start with a Thoughtseize.
Okay, I got these two.
I will select Collected Company.
Yeah, I was hoping for land 4 there over, not land 4, believe it or not.
That puts me to 9. So now I've got 4/4 Shadow and 4/4 Scourge.
Mm-hmm. And now we're getting to that dance, you know? How much can you pressure versus how much damage can you take? And
I'm going to feed the Swarm the Realm Walker, go to 6.
Okay.
And just attack with the Shadow. I just want to reduce the amount of chump blockers Corey has available.
Okay,
He's not going to have a good crackback. He's a little bit away from the Shepherd. Hopefully there's not a 1-drop on top.
I'll take it.
So this is right now 7. I could make it 8 with the Deadlands by going to 5. That would put you to 8. Regardless of whether you're at 7 or 8, the Scourge is going to be lethal.
Yeah, actually, maybe I do have to block this. That is a big hit. Yeah, I am gonna chump this one.
Then I'll pass.
Okay, your go.
I don't think I want to deal myself any extra damage. That's an interesting one. So the attack with the Scourge is not particularly good. So, yeah, just attack with Death Shadow.
This one's definitely closer to wanting to take. Yeah, I'll take this one.
So go to 9.
Yep.
I'll play a Spawn of Mayhem.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Pretty good. Now I have a sweet play of playing this, make a token to make 2 tokens, essentially.
It actually doesn't say non-token.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Pretty sweet. So yeah, I think that's a pretty no-brainer here. Whenever one or more else enter the battlefield. Okay, so I do have to... Triggers only once per turn. I don't think there's a reason to not do this. So I'm going to do this and get 2 1/1 Green Elf Warriors. They're both the same, right? Yeah. Okay.
2 Liam Lonergans.
So I got 2 of these and no good attack, so I'll pass to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so upkeep, I go to 5, you go to 8.
Yep.
This gets a counter.
Mm-hmm.
Draw. Is this good?
Oh my god, are you kidding me? I actually had a good chance this game.
Oh yeah, I couldn't attack. Actually, I was dead. If I draw a land, I can kill this, kill the Infurious Perfect. But if I drew like a Thoughtseize, I was dead.
Yeah.
And like Feed the Swarm would have been
flying,
awkward,
doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it gives it
straight dead.
So yeah, Death Shadow has flying, and now I have a huge deck in here.
Lame. Okay, GG.
Yeah, no, the Imperious Perfect was literally the perfect draw to have on top of your deck after I cast the Feed the Swarm.
Was it Imperiously perfect? Yeah. No, it was definitely good, but I wouldn't have been able to kill you that next turn if you just leave everything back. And then you spawn me down to 7. You become a 6/6.
I was at 5. You had 6 creatures. I had 4.
Yeah, I was gonna say I put you to 1, but then the spawn.
Yeah, the spawn kills me.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. So
you're lucky as hell.
I ended up being in a rough spot. Really, everything snowballed because I didn't deal myself that point with I didn't play If Created Deadlands on turn 1.
Yeah.
If I'd been able to get the second counter on Night on turn 2, I deal you an extra point. Then my Scourge is 1 point bigger, and all of my attacks would have gotten better. I would have applied a lot more pressure to you. Probably forced 1 extra chump block over the course of the game, at least 1, I would say.
Yeah.
And I think the perfect wouldn't have been good enough, but.
That is the one thing I learned with just playing the Rakdos Arcanist Shadow version. I was always being like, okay, I don't have Death Shadow and I have a good just Arcanist draw, but then I draw Death Shadow, I'm like, wow, I could have the sickest turn if I just would have put myself to 12 or whatever on purpose as aggressively as possible instead of just playing normal. So yeah, it's a fine line, that's for sure.
Well,
so.
it didn't really have anything to do with managing my life total. It was getting the counter on Night. So you got to understand that Pain Land plus Modal Double Face card is just a free counter on Night.
That's gas.
And so I had all those in my opening hand. You definitely want to then lead on the Deadlands, which is actually the fastest way to reduce your life total anyway.
Yeah.
Because everything else is a one shot.
Yeah.
So
you can deal yourself 5 or 5 turns.
It's a renewable resource. So the sooner you get that onto the battlefield and you start using that resource to reduce your life total, the more you're going to do in sum over the course of 3 or 4 turns.
Yeah.
And I could have played if I dealt myself a little extra damage that way, I could have played a tapped Shockland at some point.
Yeah.
Right. And everything would have been fine. But
the main thing is Ross's luck is also a renewable resource. Every Tuesday and Thursday it gets fully charged and then drains throughout this show, and then you go into the normal life and then you've used up all your luck, then it refuels every Thursday morning and you just draw a Demonic Embrace, and I loved it. So we're gonna go to sideboard and see what we can do about that.
Match 1 happened entirely. I bricked on creatures for 3 turns.
Yeah, I did. Okay, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, everybody, welcome back to sideboarding here between Mono Green Elves and Mono Black Death Shadow. From my end, we're taking out just kind of the fluff here, just a couple one-ofs, a couple fun-ofs, I think I would categorize these as. A couple Paradise Druids. The card's okay, and we are bringing in 4-drops, so it does kind of scale nicely into that, but not anything super impressive. And then taking out one of the Elvish Clan Caller. Just a very easy fatal push target. I'd rather my Lords be 3 drops so you can't push them without a little bit of work.
And the Lords in general are also weaker when your opponent has a ton of removal.
Exactly, yep. And Mono Black Death Shadow, I can imagine, is going to have a lot. So we're bringing in the fan favorite. We're bringing in the crazy squirrel here in form of Toski. A couple cards that stop your removal. Shaper Sanctuary. Not a card I really love, but I think it does serve a very good role. And this is definitely the matchup for it.
It's a high variance card. When you have it in your opening hand, it can completely dominate a game.
Yeah.
And then when you draw it on turn 6 after your opponent has cast 3 removal spells, you're just like, where were you earlier?
Exactly. You were shaping nothing. And then one Vivian Arcbow Ranger as just a nice way to push over the top and be able to, maybe just kill you out of nowhere. I kind of like that card. So
on my side, I've got some extra removal. Heartless Act is fine. Crippling Fear is excellent.
Yeah, I don't like that
and
one.
then I'm bringing out my Thoughtseizes. Generally in a matchup where your opponent is flooding the battlefield and you need to keep up on the battlefield, Thoughtseize is a liability. You also empty your hand really quickly. Sometimes it's nice to tag that Collect a Company, but those times are few and far between, game 1 notwithstanding. This does make it a little bit harder to get to my shadow turns. We'll have to play that dance, see if Corey wants to get, a little chip shot damage in if he has the opportunity, or if he wants to just make it harder, make me do the work myself. But in general, Thoughtseize is just a liability in matchups where your opponent is low curved and playing hard to the battlefield, and is very redundant.
And that's still the age-old question that I feel has never been solved. Do I pressure them or do I not when they have Death Shadow? And every game is contextual, but it seems like whatever choice I make, pick is always wrong. You know, they're like, dang it, I really shouldn't have attacked this time. Or really, they just had a bunch of removal and no Death Shadows, and me not attacking got them back into the game, you know? So
I default to attacking.
Same.
Especially, you know, I think it ends up making, you know, more of their cards awkward later in the game.
Yeah.
A lot of the cards, you know, just require life to do things.
Yeah.
And you just want to take that resource away. There are very specific turns where, you know, it feels to me like, they're you know, 13 or 14 life.
Yeah.
And it seems like they want to play a shadow, but they can't.
Yeah.
So then I'll hold back until I have a pretty big battlefield and I can maybe attack them to like 8.
Yeah, totally agree. And honestly, the thing that does punish most of the time, you get punished by hitting your opponent low, they play Death Shadow, then they battle rage you, they maul the Skyclave you, and you do still have that. You have Demonic Embrace. It's still that go over the top effect, you know, that Death Shadow decks, in my opinion, need right now. You know, I guess the one exception is the Arcanist deck. It doesn't really have that, but it just strips you of all your resources until you can just fame it. You know, it's not the same because it's not trample, but I think that's the one exception.
I think that deck is also the, you know, least Death Shadowy. You know, Death Shadow is plan B in that deck.
Yeah.
It's just the best plan B.
Somebody did suggest another card so you don't have to like wreck your mana base and stuff, and that's just the Blood Sky Berserker, I think it is, from Keldheim. It's just the 2-mana 1/1. Whenever you play your second spell, just put 2 counters on it. And Menace. And it gets Menace.
Yeah.
So I was like, that is kind of gas, you know? Like that with Arcanist or turn 3 that.
But then when they shut down your Arcanist, you know, it might makes it awkward.
Might be awkward, but you do use your mana efficiently in that deck, so you're almost always casting 2 spells. So I thought it was cute. I think Death Shadow's still better, but it was still something to consider. All right, so I'll be going on the play. Hopefully with a gasser. Come on. Come on. Just that hand started so cool. I was like, yes, I can finally be doing these kind of things, but I don't think I can risk this hand, so I'm going to mulligan. Started off with this. I'm like, okay. Then just no lands.
Yep. My hand is not great, but I'm going to keep it.
Okay.
Needs a little bit of help, but not much.
Okay. All right, Rob, you got a question for us while I shuffle up?
I do. So we know we're getting Modern Horizons 2 soon.
Oh, yeah.
What card would y'all like to see printed into the Modern format?
Just like one of the older cards than Modern that get shoved in?
Yeah.
You know, I'm excited for I think Modern is great right now. I think it always has been, you know, for quite some time, but it's not necessarily super exciting. Like, it's just kind of Heliod, Promise decks, like... The decks are just kind of the same as we've seen for a long time. I'm excited for something like Urza, you know, like that just builds new archetypes and actually has some more power. You know, that's a dangerous game because that is how you get to Hogak as well. But I don't know. Like, I don't want Brainstorm. I don't want Force of Will. I don't want Wasteland or anything like that.
Definitely not any of those.
Yeah.
I have 2 in mind of cards I'd like to see or potential variants on them.
Okay.
And it is Cabal Therapy, the card that I just love playing with.
I love that card.
And Days. I think one of the reasons you don't see, you know, Delver style decks, sort of disruptive aggro decks have success in Modern is because there is a higher density of spot removal in Modern decks than there is in Legacy decks.
Okay.
And the Legacy decks that are playing cheap creatures don't have the same quality of disruptive spells. You know, Force of Negation has helped out quite a bit, but Days in particular is one that is much more effective in aggressive strategies than it is in mid-range and controlling strategies. It's very powerful, but I don't think it would be too powerful when it's not existing alongside Wasteland and Force Will, the other tools that you have in Legacy. And I think it could give decks like that a shot in the arm, or maybe like a mono blue aggro kind of deck. You know, with Days would be really cool. So those are the 2 that I would be excited to see either reprinted in Modern Horizons or, you know, given a spin on the same way they have, you know, Giver of Runes and things like that for Modern Horizons 1.
Yeah, that sounds kind of sweet. I'm just excited for the set. Modern Horizons...
Well, to be fair, they did that.
Oh, they gave us... Yeah, but that
Cabal
one sucked.
Therapist. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but like that doesn't count.
That was like the creature.
The card's awful.
Yeah.
The card's awful, but it's still Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, I agree. Right? It's like a riff on it, but it's horrible. It's so bad I forgot it existed.
That's pretty bad.
Cabal Therapy you can cast on turn 1. Cabal Therapist, when you cast on turn 1, doesn't do anything until turn 3, and you need something else to go along with it. It was so heinous.
Look, Ross, they didn't want to ruin the format. You know, you got to watch power level with certain cards.
Yeah,
That's fair. All right, I am gonna keep. But the one thing I'm just excited for is I just love the limited format of Modern Horizon. I hope they, stay true and it's still a good one there. But
I just want to play Stitcher Supplier, Mill Cabal Therapy, sacrifice Stitcher Supplier to Cabal Therapy.
oh yeah, Cabal Therapy was so good, so good. So this is a great hand. It's a great 7-card hand, but getting rid of one of these cards is quite awkward.
I can pick for you.
No, I think it's gonna be this land. I'll keep. Okay, you ready? I got a Llanowar. Pass to you.
Oh, worst possible.
Yay!
I'll go to 19 and Fatal Push Llanowar.
All right.
Pass turn.
Oh, draw. I got a War Master. Pass to you.
Worst possible again.
Yay!
I'll play Blood Crypt, tapped and pass.
All right. Okay, I will play Faithless Haven and an Elvish Archdruid.
I will Fatal Push War Master in response.
Boo!
Go to 18.
All right, no, never mind.
Yeah, not
Pass
attack.
to you.
Oh, I'm dead. I will play Dread Wanderer.
Okay.
Pass a turn.
I have a feeling you're trolling me, but we'll see. I'll play Elvish War Master.
Sure.
Add 2. I'll play Realm Walker. Name Elves.
Yep.
Get a 1/1. And pass to you. And Crippling Fear.
That's not bad. It's not close to good enough, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Yes, I'm at 18.
And I'm at 20, in case you cared.
I'll play If Near Deadlands, and I do care.
Okay.
I Spawn of Mayhem and pass the turn.
All right.
I mean, I care, but I already knew, so I didn't.
Oh, okay. All right, that's pretty sweet. See how we want to do this. I suppose we just start with Imperious, perfect. Get an elf. So 6. I'll play a castle. So I can add 6 mana, funnel this in, essentially have 7.
You mean have 8?
Or have 8, yeah. Is not great.
Seems pretty good to me.
Well, it's great, but I'm saying the awkwardness of trying to play this, maybe I played it wrong.
I mean, you have an activation of War Master that means I have no good blocks.
Yep. But I cannot attack with these, right? I can't attack with this either, and I don't really want to attack with this.
Why don't you want to attack with War Master?
Because it can just be a 4/4 and you can block. Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have the activation. It's already a 4/4. It's going to be a 6/6.
So you could make it a 6/6 and you can
I can double block and trade, and you can have me take 11, go to 7.
Yeah.
And then you have 5 3/3s.
I suppose that's not bad.
and I guess you don't have the 3rd snow mana for Haven.
The snow mana. But yeah, all right. I will. Yeah, all right. I'll attack with it. Sorry.
So the only way. Okay. So the only way I can win this game is by ripping Crippling Fear.
Okay.
Which means I have to make some blocks.
Okay.
And those blocks are just going to be Spawn on War Master.
All right. I will pump.
So I'm going to take 11, go to 7.
And pass to you.
I didn't want to double block because if I rip Fear, I'd rather have the Wanderer out.
Yeah.
If I don't rip Fear, I'm going to die anyway, so trading for the War Master doesn't matter.
Don't do it to me. Yay!
I kept 4 lands, 2 pushes, and a Scourge, and just drew all lands.
Yeah, that's definitely a good hand against elves, I feel. I drew quite well. My hand was good. My hand was just good from the beginning, so.
Yeah, you put a land back and drew the lands you needed to curve out.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, my opener was 2 Forest, Faceless Haven, Elf, Realmwalker, War Caller, or whatever, and I think Elvish Druid or something, so pretty much perfect, but having a mulligan made it just awkward what to put back. It shows on 3rd land, knowing that Llanowar was probably going to die, so then it was awkward because I did have to draw a land in the next 2 turns, but we did it. We did it. All right, Rob, you got a question?
What do you think about Phyrexian Arena as a possible card in Death Shadow, likely sideboard?
Trying to think the matchup it would be good against, and I can't really picture one. Like, even Azorius Control, they still have, like, Teferi, Cast Out, just counter spells. It seems too slow to me. I think that's another card that, like, if you played a long time ago, you know that Phyrexian Arena used to be amazing. But I think just Magic has passed it. There's a lot of cards that have just been left in the dust because of power level that used to be awesome. Solemn Simulacrum, Phyrexian Arena, these cards that just aren't good enough for their mana cost. And I think that's one of them, but I could be wrong.
I'm in agreement on that line, but I also think there's another issue, and it's that these shadow decks really want to be able to control their life total. Sometimes you want to get really aggressive to put pressure on your opponent, and in that case, sometimes Arena can be a liability. You can't turn it off.
Yeah.
So I would be concerned at how often that happens as well, and I think there are just better options as far as anti-control cards go.
Agreed. But good question. That is definitely something to keep in mind. All right, Ross Merriam, good luck. Game 3.
I'm on the play.
Come on, don't do it to me again. Come on!
Yeah, I'll keep.
Well, mulligan again, once again. I've had a lot of very close one-landers, but
that one didn't seem very close.
That one was not close, but I've had a lot of other close ones. I'm trying to have a Corey keep here, but these are even below my standards. All right, Rob, one more question if you got it there, buddy.
Steas wants to know, what's an Historic, Flameblade Adept or Chandra Pyromaster?
Gotta be Pyromancer. Flameblade Adept would actually be played, I feel. That's the 1-2, right?
Yeah, the one that was in Hollow 1.
Yeah, it can't be.
So you're going Pyromaster?
I think so.
Okay, it's Flameblade Adept because that one was definitely added.
Okay, I'll go with Flameblade Adept. Yeah.
You can't let him go back.
Yeah, I know. You definitely cannot let you go back.
Yeah.
Ross is definitely
talk about cycling decks that are using Flameblade.
Whatever. Is this Whose Line Is It Anyways, where the points don't matter, or do they actually matter now?
I'm keeping track. I've got a Historic scoreboard back here.
Dang it! I can imagine we're both sub 50% on a 50% guessing game, which is actually impressive. All right, let's try this again. Okay, I was about to tilt off. It's still not good. Don't get me wrong, but I think it is good enough. I'll put this card. This card's actually interesting. Maybe this card is better than I think. You know what? I don't want to put any back. I'm just going to keep them, okay?
And then I'll draw an 8th.
Yeah, I think I will just put back this card instead. Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to go to 18 and pass the turn.
Okay. You go to 18, and normally you'd be like, okay, this is bluffing a Fatal Push, but against this deck, no, doesn't mean that. It could be, but...
Could even be a boat.
Well, you know how much we've really wanted one of those, so... All right, I'll give you a Fatal Push target. Take that.
Okay, I'll Fatal Push it.
All right.
I'll take another 2 to 16.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
I'm winning.
Now he's bluffing 2 Fatal Pushes.
All right, I got a War Master. Pass to you.
Okay, I'll Heartless Act that one.
All right. I see a trend here. I try to have fun. You wreck my fun.
I'll go to 14 and play a Knight of the Ebon Legion.
Okay.
Pass the turn.
Okay, decent draw there. I'll play that and play an Elvish Archdruid. Pass to you.
Okay, I'll feed the Storm the Archdruid, go to 11, play a Shadow, and attack for 1.
Okay. Luckily, it only dealt you 3. So I go to 19. Done?
Yeah, I guess yep, pass the turn. Probably should have held a land there on skipped my third land drop and played it on that turn.
I'll play this into this, and I'll pass to you.
Attack with Knight.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Take 1, go to 18.
Yep.
Okay. Play that for 3.
Spawny.
Pass the turn.
All right.
Also, it'd be good to know that actually both of those cards are in Historic, and Histeus got it wrong. So
Oh, haha, take that.
Histeus in chat told me that there was only one in Historic, so I just looked up Flameblade. It said it was in, so I'm like, okay, that must be the one that's in. And then
Histeus is trolling us.
the
We
rest
love
of the
you
chat
for it.
is telling me that they're both in. So
We
they're both
love
in.
you for that, Histeus. We love it.
2 in hand.
2 in hand.
11 to 18.
I will pass to you.
So upkeep, you go to 17, I go to 10.
Yep.
Spawn gets a counter.
Mm-hmm. It is 10 or is it below 10?
10 or less.
All right. That's BS. I mean, you know what? Yeah, that's fine.
Attack for 5 in the air.
Okay.
You go to 12.
I'm at 12.
End step Knight gets a counter.
In response, I don't think it really matters, but I'll collect a company.
Sure.
All right. Okay, I think this one's pretty easy. Let's just go with Realm Walker, Elvish Druid.
Archdruid. Yep.
Okay, I'll name Elf, believe it or not.
Still on the end step, I'll Heartless Act the Archdruid.
Okay, I'm gonna look. All right. A draw. A look. Ooh. All right, we'll do this in hopes that we have more stuff on top. I'll make 6 green.
Yep.
Elvish Warmaster.
4 green floating.
Elvish Clan
2
Caller.
green floating.
Tilt. Tilt, tilt, tilt. So you got 3 3s. I actually can attack.
I have a 3/3 and a 2/3.
Yep. So I want to attack with this as well. Not really. I'll just attack for 3.
Okay, I'll go to 7.
Okay, 7 to 12, and then I'll pass to you.
Upkeep, I go to 6, you go to 11. Spawn gets a counter.
Yep.
I've got 2 demonic embraces.
Yeah. Couldn't beat the embrace, unfortunately.
Drew it last turn and actually
Yeah.
drew the second one back to back, and was just thinking if I wanted to play it last turn instead of holding up Heartless Act, if I absolutely needed to.
Yeah.
And I just did the math and I had it next turn.
Yeah. I had Vivian, but it wasn't interacting in any proper way. That card
Yeah, I mean,
probably
you
wasn't
returned it.
correct,
It was just a race, and I needed the embrace to win by turn.
Lame. Yeah, that was close.
It was the second game in a row where I had like a pretty removal heavy hand with 1 threat. In this case, it was the spawn, but I was never able to get it down early. My mana ended up being really awkward, and you almost turned the corner around. I needed embrace in both games 1 and 3.
Yeah,
which seemed to was really impressive to me from the elf side, where you were able to just be so resilient in the face of a bunch of spot removal.
Yeah, this deck is actually kind of sweet. It was kind of sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's great. We got a little time. We can probably sneak one pity game in here before we move to our. You want to just go?
Yeah, let's just go.
Okay.
If we have time, we can just extend the last match.
Oh,
to the
thank
marbles.
God, because I gotta come clean with all of y'all. All right, I pay attention to comments. I check out what people write. I saw that maybe my beautiful bird serpent was hated on a little bit, so I pulled back a little bit this week. Haven't played Yorion at all, so I had to finish the week by playing a Yorion deck that y'all submitted. At that point, I'm like, it's out of my hands. I didn't pick this Yorion deck. Someone sent it to me. I had to pick one of them, so I'm going to be playing a nice little Yorion deck next round.
And I'll be going to my roots as well, playing a bit of an Arclight Phoenix Brew a viewer sent in. So 2 really sweet decks coming in for the last match. We should have a decent amount of time. Maybe we'll get in a best of 5.
Let's hope
but
so.
we are going to take a 5-minute break, get that match set up for y'all, and we will be back for the final match of Versus Live being played for the marbles. Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Merriam Baumeister.
And we've got Rob in the booth say, everyone hates Yorian, Rob.
Everyone hates Yorian, Rob.
Rob will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns directed at Corey. Make sure to tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send the best burns to Corey.
They already do. They already do when I'm playing Yorian, so that's fair.
Corey will be playing a Borean deck.
Yeah, a Borean. Hey, this is probably the coolest Yorian deck ever, though, to be fair. I'm going to be playing the Enigmatic Incarnation Yorian Brew that someone sent in. We ask for deck lists all the time lately, and this was a deck someone sent in, and it just looked like it was a home run. They had me. They had me, and they knew it. They posted this. They'd be like, yep, you'll be liking this. You'll be wanting to play this.
They had him, and they didn't even say hello.
Yeah.
So normally, like, that's how you have people is say hello, and they didn't even have to do that.
Yeah, it was pretty rude, to be honest, that they didn't even say hi, and they just said, play this now. But you know what? They had me. Yeah.
And I'm going to be playing an Arclight Phoenix deck, and this one is a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. It is playing Collected Conjuring, which is part of the most recent Historic anthology.
Okay.
Charter Core, Strategic Planning are the main enablers for Arclight Phoenix, both sorceries that you can hit.
Okay.
And when you hit 2 spells off of Conjuring, that's 3 in a given turn. So it wraps up your Phoenixes all nicely in 1 card, which is really cool. Also good with Young Pyromancer. You just got a ton of spells cast, make a bunch of elemental tokens all in 1. The only problem is, do you have enough sorceries to do it? This deck has 24 total, but 4 of them are Conjuring. So it's definitely light. If you compare it to Collected Company, you're playing 26 to 32, I would say, is a pretty normal range for creatures. So we are well short of that at 20, but hopefully we can make it work.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, I've played versions of this deck before, even in Pioneer. Before I kind of found the Azeka's Chariot Mythos Fires version of Luca, I played this, and I think we played it on Versus.
Yep.
To be fair, you were casting Siege Rhino, so we were not playing the same format, but I really like the deck there, and it has a lot of the same tools in Historic. So I just think it's a very powerful deck, but I do think Luca was just better. So that's why I gave up on it on Pioneer, but we can't be doing that stuff in Historic, so I think this deck could just be a pretty powerful version of Yorian here.
Yeah, definitely very good at grinding. The toolbox of creatures is really nice.
Yes.
Love that there's a Yorian in the main. I think the Pioneer list we played didn't have that.
Yeah, that was the first change I made to that. I was like, being able to search for after you sack a fires or whatever, of course we don't have fires, which would be insane, but all right, so I'll be going first. It is slightly awkward because we do need a little bit of help, but not a absolute ton, so I will keep.
I will keep as well.
All right, I got to Triumph and pass to you. Kind of wish I was on the draw in this hand, but that's okay.
Okay, I'm going to play a Crasher. I think we have enough cheap spells we can afford to cash this one in now. Pass the turn.
Gasser. All right, I have a Thoughtseize for you.
Okay.
I'm going to be at 18.
Now I'm regretting playing the Crasher because I just drew that Young Pyromancer.
Yeah, I don't know how much I care about Young Peasy. I guess everything else is just kind of setup stuff. Young Pyromancer against a Yorian deck, we do usually have enough removal that I'm not super into it. So I think I will just get rid of Tormenting Voice.
Okay.
Play with that up, please, and then I'll pass to you.
I am not going to be playing the Pyromancer this turn. I want to make sure I get a token out of it in the face of Trial of Ambition.
Yep, that's fair.
So I'm just going to take 2 for Steam Vents, so 18 all.
Okay.
And play a Strategic Planning.
All right.
Yeah, definitely need to take a land here, so we'll put some spells in the graveyard. Pass the turn.
Alrighty. Awkward. Yeah, this is really don't have too many great plays here. I'm just gonna buy Yorian. Pass to you.
Fine by me. Okay.
By the birdie.
This will be the turn that I Pyromancer.
Okay.
And I will cast a Crash Through, get a token.
Okay.
Draw this card, and pass the turn.
Come on. Huh. That was pretty good. Yeah, that was really good. All right, so let's crack this. Which color do we need? Guess kind of blue. Yeah, if we top deck the Incarnation, we're going to want blue. Plus, we can cast one extra spell. Yeah, that's all we need. And I have a nice one for you. All right. I have a Thoughtseize.
That's really good because I have drawn very poorly.
Ooh.
Took the land off planning and then drew 2 more lands.
Okay, I will take the planning. And then Elspeth's Nightmare. That's a good one against you. Yeah. I knew that was going to be an eye widener for you, and then I'll pass to you.
Okay, well, I guess I will Pillar of Flame you.
Oh, that goes to face?
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Go to 14, attack for 1.
Okay.
Go to 13.
13.
Pass the turn.
Let me see that hand. Woo. Okay. I have a land. So the graveyard's going to be going away. Now, just a question of how I want to sequence this. I think it's just this. Yeah, binding this. Binding of the Ross Merriams here. And I'll pass to you.
So I could play the Brazen Borrower here, keep the pressure up. I value the Petty Theft against Enigmatic Incarnation.
Yeah.
I don't think the Borrower is going to win the race at this point, so I'm just going to cycle the Triumph.
That's probably smart.
Man.
Elspeth's Nightmare is just an unbelievable card against you. Holy cow.
Okay, I'll cast Of One Mind, a little Divination.
Okay.
And I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I will untap, draw, get rid of that graveyard of yours. I'm going to search for a duel. Which kind of duel? I guess Zagoth. Any reason we actually need red? Gotta Clothis. Guess we do have the paths. So yeah, red is needed. Let's see, do I even have that land? There is some Triumphs. So one thing I love about this deck is you just get to play, kind of a Triumph of every color, just to really fix your mana. So let's go like this. Now,
you got 4 in hand?
4 in hand. You know about the bird. That's probably coming down. Yeah, I don't really get the value off binding, but, I do get to get an extra land, which I think is fine. So I will do this. We're going to get... Doesn't really matter. First land I find. I guess we don't want another green. Yeah, sure. And then Blink Yorion. Or Blink Binding, excuse me.
That's an interesting one. Okay, I'll play Collected Conjuring.
Okay. Top 6. Okay. And you get an instant and a sorcery that add up to 3, right?
No, I get 2. It's Collected Company for sorceries.
Oh, 3 or less?
Yeah,
exactly.
Unfortunately, I can't take this Lightning Axe, but I did hit 2 sorceries.
Okay.
So I will cast those. The rest will go on the bottom.
Okay.
Let's have it so the Crash Through results first.
Okay.
So we'll draw 1. Then we'll draw 2 off chart.
Okay.
Then I'll discard this Arclight Phoenix.
Okay. Pretty cute.
Unfortunately, the 3 cards I drew were awful.
Love it.
couldn't have just...
Haven't played your land, right?
Correct.
Okay.
You have 3 in hand.
3 in hand. All hot mediums.
Okay, I'll play this land, return Arclight Phoenix.
Okay.
Because I have to.
Yep. And you want to.
And pass the turn.
All right. Untap, draw. Ooh. An interesting one. Let's get a Zagoth. Okay. I think it's pretty clear. My turn. I'm going to play Archon.
Sure.
And then cast Wolf Willowhaven.
I will respond by bouncing Archon of Sun's Grace.
Okay. And then I think I'd rather play defense here than try to get in some damage, so I'll pass to you. Figured that play was going to happen. That's the one card I knew about, but, you know, either bounce the Pegasus or you bounce the Archon. Not too big of a deal either way.
Play Crash Through.
Okay.
I'll play Chart of Course.
Anybody else, when you play Crash Through, someone plays it against you, just think of Crash Into Me by Dave Matthews Band, like every time? I just sing it in my head.
Discard an Arclight Phoenix.
Okay.
You know, I've listened to a lot of like music, but I don't think I've ever actually listened to a lot of the Dave Matthews Band.
Okay. Yeah, you're not much of a jam band fan, though. I love me some jams.
Oh no, I'm a big fan. I just they're just like a gap in my music knowledge.
Okay, fair. Decisions.
Yeah, I do have some decisions here. I am very close to being in a commanding position.
Oh, that's not good.
I said very close.
Oh, okay.
I've played 2 spells at this point. I need to play 1 more.
Yep.
I know Corey has Archon of Sun's Grace. Probably has an enchantment to go with it next turn.
Wait, possibly.
I guess he probably... Well, okay. So it's Corey. He has the best possible. So let's just figure out what the best possible is, and that's what he has.
Dang it. He's finally figured out my lines.
He has 8 mana, so he has Enigmatic Incarnation in hand.
Okay.
Because then he gets to, trigger Constellation, get a 2/2. Then he gets to sacrifice the Wolf Willowhaven, get a Skyclave Apparition, Apparition, Arclight Phoenix, and everything is hunky-dory.
Yeah, it does sound like a nice play. We got some good targets for that line.
Oh, actually, and I'm 1 mana short of where I thought I was, so I don't even really have that line available to me.
Haha.
Okay, so...
And we got 13 to 18, right?
Yes.
Okay. Clock.
So close to doing good things. So close.
That's always how Arclight Phoenix is these days, I feel. Like, if I just had 1 extra card, 1 extra mana, I would be doing things.
If I knew I had Lightning Axe on top of my deck, I could just cycle into it with this Rogren Trio.
There you go.
Ross just pining for the days of debates between Pyromancer's Ascension and what was the other card? I totally forgot. Aria Flame.
Oh yeah. Fan me down. All right, come on now. Like to get in more than 1 game with my Yorion deck. I was so patient. I didn't play Yorion all week because I love you, Twitch chat, and I know you don't love the beautiful bird serpent as much as me.
You have 3 in hand right now?
3 in hand.
I know one of them is Archon of Sun's Grace.
Fact. And then the other 2 are best possible.
I am going to cycle Rogren Triumph.
Okay. And Axe.
That's a neat one. Then I will Pillar of Flame Yorion,
Okay.
return Arclight, and attack for 6.
Okay. I don't really want to lose my birdie under that circumstances, so
You're at 7.
7.
Pass the turn.
Okay. A draw. Death touching bird. That's so funny. All right, I'll play Archon. I'll play Enigmatic Incarnation that I just top decked because Ross, cursed
I told
herself.
you. I didn't curse myself. It's just true. It happens every time. You complain about how lucky I am and then draw the perfects. I do the same thing. This is just how Magic works.
Yeah, this is just justice at its finest.
No, it's anti-justice.
Anti-justice.
Magic is an anti-justice game.
Okay. End step, I'll sack this. We're going to search for a 3-drop. I don't know exactly what I have. I have Clothis, Skyclave. And we can get Mimic. That's not great right now. We're just going to check out all our options before we make a decision. Night of Autumn is definitely bad. Not going to do that. And we don't have Renegade Rallier in this format, so these are our main hits. No. Does this trigger again?
Does what?
I guess this would enter the battlefield, right? It is an enchantment.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty sick. So I can get a Pegasus or I can deprive you of a Phoenix. I think I'd rather get another Pegasus here. That's pretty good. Oh, thank you. And yeah, I'll pass to you. Still just playing defense here. We could, be so close to death with the right combination of stuff.
Needed a good spell that turn and did not hit it.
Yay.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Let's trigger and hit your collective conjuring. Doesn't matter too much.
I go to 16, you go to 9?
Yep. Now let's kind of get a grasp for your hand based on just playing my cards first. Let's go with a Utopia or Urban Utopia on this.
Sure.
Get a Pegasus. Then let's go with, can only play one more spell, but whatever. Got no Thakaya?
Okay, I'm dead.
All right.
Naturally drawing the one Archon was too much, and I had the cheap burn spells, and I could have sent a Spikefield Hazard up to you and attacked. Maybe you block, and then I get to Pillar and remove the Yorion.
Yeah.
But then the Arclight's here, and I don't really have much left over at that point to bring it back.
And just having to decide between, getting a Pegasus, Lightning Helixing Summoner, or like getting both.
Yeah.
That's a good place to be at. That's for
what
sure.
I really wanted was to be able to Pillar the Yorion, so the Arclight in my graveyard would come back and cast the third one in my hand and get in a 9-point attack.
Yeah.
But that's what I was 1 mana short of.
Yep.
If I had found a place to get this borrower onto the battlefield, maybe something changes, but...
Yeah, and you had that one chance, but you correctly didn't play it because I had Yorion, and I already wanted to blink this, so you would have got 3 damage in to just lose it to that,
Yeah,
and that
exactly.
wouldn't have been enough. And then I could have played safer. Like, if you did hit me for 3, I could have just, played, instead of this, Oath or something to be a little bit more defensive and whatnot. It is? Oh, that should be a 1-of.
Well, I was going to draw a Collected Conjuring next turn, which would have been nice until I looked at the 6 cards where it has no hits.
Of course. Yeah, no, I don't understand why there wouldn't be one Renegade Rallier in here, That's always a pretty nice one.
Well, we are going to take a quick break here, get some sideboarding set up, and then finish this match between Is It Conjuring Phoenix and 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation. And don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Is It Conjuring Phoenix and 5-color Enigmatic Incarnation. On my side, we got some Planeswalkers coming in. Ashiok is going to stop Enigmatic Incarnation entirely, which is nice. Also just fills our graveyard, keeps digging for Phoenixes, which is pretty cool.
Used to do that in Modern with Uro. Yeah. Oh, I loved main decking one of those in those Mystic Sanctuary piles,
Also going to be bringing in a couple Chandras, just a good grindy card that can answer Archon of Sun's Grace, can answer, Kunaros.
Just
is a
a
nice
good
one to have.
card,
Yeah. And sideboarding in this deck is really tricky. A lot of these cards that are coming out are cards that on the surface are things I would want to leave in. I think the Royal Scions letting my, Phoenixes attack into a Yorion is pretty cool. Digging through your deck for them is nice. The Crackling Drake is just a good value creature. Collected Conjuring is one of the cards the deck is built around. But with the sorcery count so low, I don't think you can cut a single one of them.
Yep. I agree.
So of the 3 or less mana sorceries for Conjuring, I don't think you can cut Young Pyromancer. I don't think you can cut, Arclight Phoenix, obviously. So, and I don't think we can cut Lightning Axe or Brazen Borrower, because those are 2 of our best forms of disruption in the matchup.
Yeah.
And that leaves us with a very, slim number of cards that we can cut. There's 2 Spikefield Hazards, these 2 Singletons, and 4 Collected Conjurings. So I'm leaving in as many Conjurings as I can, leaving in 1 Spikefield Hazard just so I have essentially a 21st land, because I want to get to these 4 mana plays. So these are really just the cards that I have to cut.
Yeah, I could see Brazen Bar. That's the one iffy one. Brazen Bar is usually not good against Yorion decks, but I agree. You just kind of need the pressure and stuff, So,
yeah, I mean, I think Borrower is also quite good against Enigmatic Incarnation itself.
Yeah,
it stops
just bounce itself.
Yeah, but maybe it turns out that Ashiok is enough that I'm not as concerned about it, but I still am.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely what the card is built around. So, I should probably say what I'm doing, huh? I am taking out sideboarding with this deck is pretty interesting as well, but it's like always the 1-0s that you don't think are that great, and that's just a case of these. I don't really care to jump in with any of these. Pillar killing this, you don't have targets for this. I don't need the cheese you out kind of card. I'd rather just, get a Yorion, blink it, and I think that's fine. Maybe I'll regret that one. And then taking on a couple of our 4 mana value cards, we can just get Archon instead. Another card maybe I'll regret taking out, but I think all of these hate cards are a little bit better. Massacre Girl, just in case you get a little crazy with Young Pyromancer and I need to catch up. Archon of Emeria is pretty good if you're trying to bring Arclight Phoenix back. Not amazing though. I can see that card not being great because you can just kill it and then cast more spells. Kunaros, very good against your deck and stopping Phoenixes from coming back. Elspeth's Nightmare is lights out. I'd probably play 8 of them if I could. And then one more Oath of Kaya on the draw, just try to make sure I don't die. All right, Rob, you got any questions for us or any burns for Ross?
Hey, I mean, I guess this is kind of this together. I don't know.
Okay.
Ross, what do you think about a Finale of Promise version instead of Collective Conjuring?
So I like Collected Conjuring because it doesn't use the graveyard, so it's a card that can help you grind even in the face of graveyard hate. I think most of the spells that you want to be playing that are available in Historic are sorceries anyway, so it's not that much of a cost. It actually might be more of a cost to fit weak instants in your deck to make sure that you have enough targets for Finale of Promise.
Cage shut this down still?
It says you can't. Does it say you can't cast spells from libraries?
I think it's creatures from libraries, right? Grafdigger's Cage?
It says creatures can't enter the battlefield from libraries. I think it's players can't cast spells from libraries, but this exiles them.
Okay, perfect. That's a great reason. Finale,
it says exile the top 6 cards of your library, then cast them. So you're casting them from exile.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, that's a good reason too, I would say.
Yeah, getting around Grafdigger's Cage. So there are some benefits to Collected Conjuring, even though it looks a little awkward having to play sorceries. The specifics of what cards are available and what you need to play around in Historic, I think, make Conjuring more valuable. I don't think I would play 4 Collected Conjuring just because the space gets so tight.
Yeah.
You didn't play 4 Finale of Promise usually anyway.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of finagling I would like to do with the list, but the idea is actually intriguing to me.
If only this card was 3 mana, right?
I mean, it would be
could find
utterly
itself.
absurd.
Yeah.
The card I looked this up on Scryfall and I was trying to see, if it was legal, and I thought like maybe they're both legal in Pioneer, but Conjuring isn't.
Yeah.
Is Pieces of the Puzzle. And they're just thinking about casting Collected Conjuring, hitting Pieces of the Puzzle, looking at 5 cards, putting them in the graveyard, hitting your Phoenixes, and having a bunch of spells back in hand.
Seems awesome.
Yeah, but unfortunately not legal. So can we get that in the next anthology? Or are we getting a return?
I'll send a telegram to Wizards.
We're going to get a return to Innistrad, right? Or Innistrad Masters.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. So one really funny Pieces of the Puzzle story quick. I was testing with Martin Mueller, and we were staying at the Platinum Rooms. Not for me, but Brad and Mueller were both Platinum. And there was a Pieces of the Puzzle deck for whatever tournament. I do not remember the specifics. But we just people know who Mueller is, so we're just walking down the hallway, and we're just like, Mueller's just trying to throw people off, and he's just yelling, let's go add some pieces of the puzzles, and just started yelling it throughout the hallway, and like you'd see some Magic players like open to like see who it was, and like try to get a vibe for what people were playing, and we were not playing that card, that deck at all, and yeah, it was pretty funny. Martin Mueller's just a little prankster.
I'm gonna mulligan that one lander.
Okay.
This is not good enough.
I'll keep this perfect hand.
I don't even know what a perfect hand in that deck looks like.
Oh yeah, it looks like it can cast most of its spells. That's it. Honestly, compared to some of the awkward hands I've had today, I can cast spells, so it's a snap. It's a sneeper.
I can imagine Corey trying to throw people off by walking down the hallway of a hotel, being like, I'm not going to play Yorion. I don't think I can bring myself to do it, and everyone just knows it's a lie.
Hey, I'm not that blatant of a liar, okay, Rob? Thought you knew me better. Jeez.
I've watched you play against Ross. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's a good point. I lie to him constantly. Maybe that was the lie, though.
Just the paradox over here.
Exactly.
He's an enigma. He's an enigmatic incarnation.
He's a figment of your imagination.
I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
I'm not going to rub you the right way. I've got a bit of a tough decision as to which card to put back.
Okay.
It's going to be one of these two.
You want me to pick one?
Maybe I just want to get rid of the land. I think that makes the most sense, actually.
Okay.
I'm going to start on a Steam Vents tapped.
Okay, very interesting turn one for me. I think it is just going to be a land. Pass to you.
Okay, I'll play a Sulphur Falls and a Young Pyromancer.
Young peasy.
That's the turn.
I do have the trial. Pass to you.
It's unbelievable. It's 100% right for me to do it that way. But
Yeah.
it's just classic Corey to always have the right card at the right time. And I never have any decisions. I'll play Riverglide Pathway and pass.
That's the spirit, buddy. All right. The reason I had an interesting turn one is I did have Thoughtseize, but I had trial for Young Pyromancer, so I didn't feel the need to cast it. So I'm going to go to 18 if this resolves.
Play Brazen Bar in response.
Okay. Young peasy strategic planning.
I'm not going to have the tools mulliganing against the Thoughtseize to have to play a long game, so it's just going to be pressure, and we'll see if Corey wants to take the Pyromancer and risk me drawing another good spell.
Yeah, we'll take the Pyromancer.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're at 18.
So I'll go to 18. I'm going to go to 16 and cast a Path of the World Tree.
Get a basic.
Cruel ultimatum on a stick, basically, people have been calling it. Yeah, just deciding which one. We got blue, we got Teamer, we got all the colors, so yeah, it does, I guess we just want another black source, which we probably don't have. So green, red, blue, green. I just don't think it matters.
What do I want?
Oh, double white. Okay, double white in case I do draw Skyclaves or Archon. So let's go like that, and I'll pass to you.
An Arclight Phoenix wouldn't be bad here. I'd attack for 6, put you to 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Collected Conjuring would be good. Chandra would be good.
Yeah, I don't like any of those.
That's an interesting draw as well.
Okay.
I will play an Ashiok. That'll stop an Incarnation, which you've set up for. I'll mill myself for 4.
Okay.
Mill 4 spells, classic. Definitely drawing a land next turn. Back you to 13.
13.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap, draw.
I should have. No, I could have kept the land in hand in case I draw a Tormenting Voice, but I think it's more likely that I draw a land and maybe want to play 5 mana worth of spells by hitting Chart a Course off Strategic Planning, things like that.
Reasonable. Yeah, wow. I got options. Some are risky, some are safe. I think I just want to be safe because I do have a pretty good hand still. Ashiok is not really that threatening, but I guess it does shut down the card I do want to play. It doesn't shut down Fabled Passages, right? Yeah.
It says spells and abilities your opponents control. Fable Passage seems like an ability to me.
Okay. Good.
How many options do you have now?
About the same.
Sounds like Corey has 2 lands in his hand. Because if he has plenty of options, even though this is shutting down an Incarnation in his hand, he can't have too many extra lands, because then he wouldn't have many options. So I'm betting it Fable Passage, Enigmatic Incarnation, an untapped land, the planes that he found, so I knew that, and 3 reasonable spells. So actually just perfect again.
Yeah, just perfect. Yep. That's pretty close.
Probably a Binding the Old Gods.
Yeah, all right. I'll Oath the Kai this.
That'll bring you to 16.
16. I'll play a land tapped, and I'll pass to you.
It's just comical.
Yeah, get him.
Let's mill myself first.
Okay.
Like, obviously, like mill 4, draw Phoenix.
Sure.
4 spells again.
Yep.
So I could, cast Strategic Planning, but there's not many 1-mana spells left in my deck. Yeah, I'm just gonna Arclight and attack.
Okay, I'm at 13.
Pass the turn.
Okay.
Maybe should have left this on 4 because Corey probably drew the 1 Yorion. Now he gets to kill both of my things.
All right. I do have a pretty sweet play. I will trial you and cast Kunaros. Pass to you. Now there is some train wreck situations here for me where you can strategic planning and have another spell and something to kill Kunaros, and this kind of sucks, but...
Okay, mill myself for 4.
But the upside is pretty high because I can just attack Ashiok.
Play Strategic Planning.
Okay.
What am I even looking for? What am I even looking for?
Kunaros is actually strangely hard for that deck to deal with if you don't have Lightning Axe. Like you have Chandra Lightning Axe and...
Yeah, I would kind of wish this deck played Royal Eruption somewhere.
Royal Eruption, that'd be a good one. Or wasn't there like a spell that was really good in these style of decks? Wasn't there like a 1 red, 1 colorless, deal damage equal to instant sorceries in your graveyard? Yeah, it came out a couple sets ago.
Yeah, Blitz of the Thunder Raptor is an instant.
Yeah, Thunder Raptor, I think. Yeah.
The problem is it's an instant.
Yeah,
you can't hit it off
of course, yeah.
Conjuring.
Well, maybe it's better than like Pillar or something,
Yeah, so I'm losing this Ashiok next turn. I can't really do anything about that. I don't think replacing it with another Ashiok is good. You're going to get a trigger off the Incarnation regardless.
Yeah.
So I will just take this. And do I wait on it? I don't think so. Let's Strategic Planning again.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll put an Arclight Phoenix in the graveyard.
Okay.
And I will pass the turn.
Alrighty. I will kill Ashiok.
You gain 3, go to 16.
Yep. And I will cast Wolf Willowhaven on this land. I will buy Yorion. I'll play a land, and I'll pass to you.
Okay, that's not as bad as things could have been.
Yep. No, I did not have the Incarnation.
Okay, so now's the
turn.
That's not bad. I'll cast Collected Conjuring.
Okay. That's kind of a gasser. You have to hit 2 spells, though, so this is where Ross tilts, I'm sure.
The first 4, can you guess what they were?
Yeah, I just milled all my spells with the Ashiok, obviously.
No.
All I need, I actually only needed 1 spell, but I needed it to be a cantrip. If I literally hit any cantrip, because I have the axe in my hand for the Kunaros.
Oh, Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not that like this turn, it'd be like you have the Yori, and it's
Well, you
not
have the axe, but you can't discard a card, right?
Yeah, that's why I needed the cantrip.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I have a land axe, but yeah, all I hit was Pillar of Flame, so I guess I'll Pillar of Flame you.
I'm at 14.
And pass the turn.
All right. I shall draw. Well, that's probably pretty good. I'll attack.
I'm at 17, you're at 17.
17. I will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Snorian. I'll blink out these two, and then I'll Thoughtseize away that axe. I'll get a 15. These come back, I'll get a land, I'll shoot you. I'll get an 18, you get a 14. Get a land and pass. And I'll search for this one while I'm at it.
Yeah, there was the cantrip I needed.
Yep, of course.
That's
Next
it.
card.
Yeah, very good.
All right. All right, looks like we got time for a pity game.
We do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I mean, it's just Arclight really runs into that problem where if you draw perfect, it's gonna look pretty good. But if you just stumble and you're usually a little short of either bringing spells back or you didn't hit enough Arclights. Like, it has to be a pretty fine line where you hit something amazing. And now you just added a little bit more variance to your deck.
Yeah, every deck that is trying to make Arclight Phoenix work since the one that was successful in Modern doesn't have the same density of 1 mana spells, and that which is really what set the Modern version apart.
Yeah.
And as a result, it has had to rely on, singleton powerful cards, Finale of Promise, Collected Conjuring, and things like that. And that has made it a lot more vulnerable to discard spells.
Yeah.
Previously, you would show your opponent a hand of 3 1-mana cantrips and a Faithless Looting that you could flashback.
Yeah.
And
Faithless Looting was the ultimate king of cards.
Yeah. And those discard spells just wouldn't do a whole lot. And now every time they take a key enabler, every time they take a strategic planning or collected conjuring, the key removal spell, it feels like you just don't ever have enough. You need to immediately rip something.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be a decline in speed, and I don't think that's the issue. We don't need to be consistently returning Arclight Phoenixes on turn 3.
Yeah. But
you need to be able to consistently return Arclight Phoenixes on turns 4 and 5 in the face of disruption.
Yeah.
And they just haven't been able to do that.
Is there any chance that's supposed to be an Arcanist deck too? Like, I just imagine making that deck better, doing what Rakdos Arcanist does a little bit more, where they gain value through that card, and then they can kind of sneak into something cool like Arclight Phoenix and stuff, or do you think it's not enough one-drops?
In an Is It Shell, I don't think you have enough 1-mana spells. Okay. I did see a deck that Jim Davis played on stream yesterday.
Yeah.
That was a Rakdos Phoenix deck that was, sort of mashing those two decks together, right? Yeah. And it had the Croxes, it had Stitcher Supplier, had Village Rights, Claim the Firstborns, so a ton of 1-mana spells.
And then you have Thoughtseizes, yeah.
Thoughtseize and Arclight Phoenix has never been much of a combo because Phoenix decks want to play more resource-rich games.
True.
But in this case, the power level is so high that I think it's defensible.
Yeah.
There is the awkwardness that the Dreadhorde Arcanist spells don't count ever for Phoenix because they happen after the beginning of combat. The Dreadhorde Arcanist can never help you return Arclight Phoenix.
That's a good point.
But the real key is just getting that density of 1-mana spells.
Yeah.
Playing Village Rights, playing, Claim the Firstborns, playing, you probably just add a cantrip to that deck, right? You could just play Crash Through.
Yeah. Sacking Arclight Phoenix to Village Rights, though, does seem nice. Not necessarily good, but definitely nice.
It's definitely sweet. That deck intrigued me. I don't know how he did with it. I wasn't able to catch the stream.
Yeah.
But that deck definitely, it made me feel things.
All right, everyone. Pity game. Yorion takes it down like it should. Yorion's just too good. But let's get one more in for fun here. Hopefully your deck does its thing.
Yeah, I'll keep this.
Okay.
I'll play Rogran Triumph and pass.
All right, I got a Thoughtseize.
You're an 80 card deck. How do you have Thoughtseize every game?
It's one of the 80 cards. Yeah, okay. Which one's better? They're both pretty solid here. It's definitely between Strategic Planning and Tormenting Voice. I think I'd rather get rid of this one. Give you these. I'll go to 18 and I'll pass to you.
Seems like the wrong choice to me, but what do I know?
You think so? You just only get to pick one card, and you have some dead cards. Like, you don't really care about Pillar of Flames. I would just think you'd get more cards off Tormenting Voice, but I could be wrong.
I think it's more likely for me to hit set up Phoenixes with planning.
Yeah, that's true. I would hope planning would. I would hope being able to plan would indeed help you with planning.
Well, I am now faced with that same choice again.
Okay.
And I've drawn a land for turn, obviously, which makes it close. If I had drawn a spell, I would definitely take another planning.
Yeah.
But once again, planning is Diggs Deeper for Phoenixes. That's what I want to do. So
Okay.
I'm definitely drawing Phoenix off the top this
Yeah,
turn,
of course.
by the way.
Yep. I got a path for an island, and then I'll pass to you.
Yeah, play planning.
Okay.
That's an interesting one. Guess I'll go that route.
Okay.
I'll play a tap Steam Vents and pass the turn.
Alrighty. I have a draw, and that was an interesting draw. That kind of makes me want to play one of these. Yeah, alright. Empty Nightmare. Pass to you. Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 should both do some things, so I think it's okay, but this could be a wasted card.
Young Pyromancer.
Yeah.
Play Crash Through, get a
Ross Merriam.
token. And I'm just going to play this tapped and pass the turn.
All right, Chapter 2, let's take a peek.
I've got 2 Pillars, Spikefield Hazard, and a second Pyromancer.
And a second, easy.
I was planning to throw away one of the burn spells to get another token, but with the second Pyromancer, I can do that later.
Yep, that makes sense. Pillar is just 2, it exiles and it can go face or whatever,
yeah,
right?
It's a shock that exiles at sorcery speed.
So, yeah, we'll take the Pillar.
Yeah, it seems better than Hazard.
And let's go with a Kaya there.
21.
And this, and pass to you.
Okay, Arclight Phoenix, attack for 4.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
17.
All right, 17.
I think just getting the Phoenix down, this is going to trigger. Corey doesn't have instants to deal with it with the trigger on the stack. At least I don't think he does.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking right now. I do not. So yeah, we'll exile that. And
this means that Corey wants to Skyclave Apparition the Phoenix. I still have the Pillar. You know.
Yeah, interesting.
Oaths it. I'll have spells to potentially bring it back.
Yep, definitely interesting here. Still at a decently healthy life total, so I'm not incredibly terrified. So let's go like this. I will trial you.
Sack myself.
And I'll buy Yorion. Pass to you.
Okay, definitely want to play Pyromancer.
Okay.
I definitely want to play at least one of these spells. The question is whether I want to play the Pillar. So you can get another attack for 3. That's definitely happening. You go to 14.
14, yep. 14, you're still at 20, right?
Yeah. Do I want to play the Pillar? I almost want to play the Spikefield Hazard tapped and play the Pillar and have a 5th land.
Okay. Curious why you want a 5th land?
Or I can play, I've got to play one of the spells just to take up the trial when Corey blinks it next turn. Presumably the Oath will deal with the Young Pyromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Here at 14. 4 cards in hand.
4 cards. One of them's the beautifulest of birds. The bestest of birds.
It's really sort of dependent on the top of my deck, which is
It always is an Arclight.
I want to have a 5th land because that's sort of the magic number for casting 3 spells. Outside of Conjuring, usually playing 2 2s and a 1.
Yep.
So
then you're getting rid of a 1 to do it. Yeah, so that's a dilemma.
Yeah, but it's not a very impactful one.
True.
But the Pillar is nice because it lets my Phoenix attack into Yorion. That's why I'd want to preserve the Pillar of Flame. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to pass the turn. In case Corey does something else, I can hold the Spike Field.
Yeah. Yeah, Yorion's just too good here. So I'll play Yorion, blink these 3, comes back.
What's Oath targeting?
I will... Pretty interesting here. I'm gonna stack it like this, and I will target Oath to Arclight Phoenix.
Okay, I will Spike Field Hazard you.
Okay.
Get a token, sack that to the trial.
I go to 13, but then go to 16. Yep. And I search for a mountain, and I'll pass to you. That allows me to Cruel Ultimatum next turn.
Oh my god, we did it.
You did it.
I drew the 5th land. Always bank on me drawing lands.
Yeah.
I will cast Collected Conjuring.
Oh, well, you didn't do it yet, buddy. You didn't do it yet. This seems like what a show should end on, right? Just Ross whiffing on a Collected Company? Okay, I'll shut up. All right. Wow. Okay, that was the opposite.
Okay, we got options.
Options?
I think it's pretty clear that we just want a strategic planning plus chart.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yep. So I'm going to want to planning first. This is going to generate 2 more tokens. Resolve the planning.
For the first time ever on the history, I think we may need my token here, Rob. This makes bears. The only camera time I'll ever get.
I definitely didn't read that made bears.
Yes, it makes 2/2 Corys. Yes. This is my only hope for when competitive Magic comes back, that my token gets any camera time.
Could take another Conjuring here off the strategic planning, but I've hit a lot of spells. I don't think the rest of my deck is juicy.
Yeah, no kidding.
I actually think this card is going to be better.
Okay.
And then chart.
Okay.
Oh my god, how did I not hit another Phoenix?
Yeah, that's fair. You have drawn a lot of cards. Okay, so you have a lot of tokens.
Yeah, I'm 27 cards into my deck.
Okay.
Probably should have hit a second.
Yes.
So let's return the Arclight Phoenix now that I've cast 3 spells.
That you have.
Get in for 3.
Okay, so I know you still have Pillar, right? Okay. Is it worth it for me to block?
If you want to take pity on Ross, yes.
Yeah, the second Arclight Phoenix would be so big here.
It would be good. I will block.
Okay, I'll Pillar your Yorion, get another token.
Exiled, yep.
Corey doesn't have a 4-mana enchantment in play to Enigmatic Incarnation into the Massacre Girl, which is nice. I'll pass the turn.
Yeah, I think we just go with our pretty decent
I don't even know what
play.
this does.
It's insane. So I'll deal 2 to that. I gain 2. I draw 2 cards. You lose 2, I think, and I get a bear. Haven't been playing too much.
Draw 2 cards. Opponent loses 2 life. 2 damage to a creature, and you get a bear.
Yep. It's unbelievable. Keldheim limited. Keldheim sealed. That card is just bananas.
You go to 18, you go to 18. I go to 18.
Yep, and I'll pass to you. Yay, Corey token! Hooray!
You have 6 cards in hand?
6 cards. You know none of them.
I'm going to slam in with myself.
I'll block. 15.
15. I drew pretty poorly at the end. Otherwise, I would have gone for chart, but now I think I just need the 2 cards.
Okay.
Okay, let's get 2 more cards.
Okay.
And play a tap, steam vents, and pass.
All right. I'll draw. Now let's go with a Path of the World Tree for whatever duel I actually have left. This 14. Not too afraid of dying. So then let's go with double Elspeth's Nightmare on those. And pass to you.
Cards on hand now?
4.
Jesus Christ. Let's play a Sulphur Falls.
Okay.
Play a Chandra.
Chandra. Yep.
I will plus the Chandra.
Okay. Top ability.
God.
Oh no! Oh no!
You go to 13.
Yep. Or I was at 14, right?
I do at 15. You took 3 from the last attack when you were at 18, right? Because you blocked 1 token.
Yep. And then
And now you took 2.
I didn't take 1 extra for that. Okay.
No. So
All right.
13 to 18.
Yep. 13, 18.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Untap. Let's take a peek at your hand twice. Ooh. Okay.
Now, once again, I just hit a glut of spells early when I was like milling through my deck,
Yeah.
and then drew lands late, which is a problem. Usually, the cantrips can help you mitigate that, but I think I've gotten a little unlucky on the draws.
I would have
Not to say I'd be winning if I'd gotten luckier, because you're pretty far ahead.
Yeah, I'll attack here.
And I think I need to block to protect Chandra from an oath.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
So I will block.
Then I will just play a tap land and pass to you.
Now we need to hit some good stuff to save this Phoenix in our graveyard.
Yeah.
I have drawn my 6th land in a row.
Yeah, that sounds about
Plus.
right.
Okay.
Hey.
Cast Tormenting Voice, discard Island.
Yeah.
So close.
So close.
Didn't get there though.
Okay.
Play Sulphur Falls. Play Arclight Phoenix.
Okay.
Attack for 3.
I'll kill it.
Oh, you have mana.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about that.
I didn't do anything.
Okay, we can't cast it.
Okay.
We have different plans. Yeah, then I just pass the turn.
All right, end step. I'll still do it. I just don't kill a creature.
Yep. So you go to
Draw
15. I go to 16.
Yep. You go to 16. I get a bear. I drew 2.
Of course, now drawing all the Arclight Phoenixes.
Yep. Well, I am not drawing great here, I will say. Let's start with a cycle.
Okay.
Draw.
If Corey's on air, I've got a shot.
Yeah, not that airy. I'll attack Chandra.
I will once again protect it from an oath by bouncing one of the tokens.
Okay, smart. All right, and then since you saved it,
It's a 4.
yeah, I'll Skyclave it, and then I will Colossus, and I'll play land. Pass to you.
Instead, play the Borrower.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
You can get in for 6 here, which is pretty scary.
Not really. You got the Clothis.
Yeah, Colossus will help.
It's like a 4-turn clock.
Yeah.
If you have absolutely nothing, it's all I can do. So
Yeah.
Play Arclight, attack for 6.
Down to 9.
Pass the turn.
Okay, I will Colossus. You have nothing. Here, pre-combat. Yeah, that was not good. I'll do this. Drain.
14 to 11.
Yep. And I'll attack for 4.
I go to 10. You might even just be winning this race on absolutely nothing.
Yeah. I'm close to nothing, but I do have 1 spell.
Yeah, I have the oath. I assume we're hitting Phoenix.
No, I think I will hit. I will hit that just in case it comes back.
Yeah, it's a safer play.
Yep. Play a land and pass to you.
Attack for 3.
Okay, 11 to 10.
Play Young Pyromancer.
Young Peasy, okay.
Pass the turn.
Does stop my apparition from attacking, really. So yeah, let's get that.
So you go to 13, I go to 8.
Yep. I drew a cantrip. Utopia this. Draw. I guess I leave that open since it's anything. Cycle. Haven. 4, 5.
Exactly enough to make the wolf. Okay, one more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought it was 7 for whatever reason. Okay. Then I'll attack with me.
I'll go to 6.
Then I will make a... You know what? I'm fighting the system. I'm making a bear instead of a wolf. How about that? Okay. And then pass to you. Aww. Come on, man. My token never gets any airtime.
Oh my god.
Oh no. I didn't have anything else, but yeah, I had enough on board now.
Yeah, like this is the turn you're gonna force me to do stuff, whereas literally one more turn and I go 1 mana of 1 mind, bounce one of your tokens, collected conjuring, hit, just hit crash through, and then Ashiok.
Yeah, but I mean, I honestly, I reserved all my Yorion plays until the last round, so I was supercharged for birds,
The Ashiok was actually going to be interesting too, because that's going to exile your entire graveyard.
Yep.
And leave the claw. Yeah. Really, if I was 1 card deeper into my deck, I might have turned that around.
I could do attack Clothis, and then and then I exiled that. But yeah,
you got to do what now?
I can just attack Clothis with my 2/2s, but
attack Ashiok.
Or Ashiok.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was literally drawing of 1 mind into Brazen Borrower plus Conjuring.
Yeah.
Conjuring hitting just crash through, and that crash drawing into Ashiok.
Nice, yeah.
And so I was going to make like 4 tokens.
Oh yeah. I mean, you definitely had a chance at that point, but yeah, that was a wild game. I extremely flooded, but my early game was insane.
Yeah.
My late game I pittered out a little bit, but my early game was phenomenal.
And you flooded, giving me a chance to get back into it, but then I also flooded.
Exactly. And you can't flood with that deck. I still draw like 2 mana, search for a land that also just cruel ultimatums you. Your top decking crash throughs that my cantrips.
The one benefit of having a version of the deck with heavy high impact cards is that you do have some better top decks.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate actually. The turn I had just Chandra in hand in all lands. The turn you played double Nightmare. So that's actually like the one turn I'm hoping to either just draw like a cheap spell or or another land, whatever, and then I just do the second Chandra, which is probably the worst draw in my deck.
Yeah. Just so you can't cast all your spells.
Yeah, and then obviously exile Arclight Phoenix off the Chandra. There are definitely a lot of awkward draws, and Phoenix has been known to have those, right? Because you need this sequence of spells.
It's got to be
in order to come through, and that's one of the reasons again that not having the 1 mana cantrips, because those are the things that smooth out your draw really efficiently. And if you're not able to do that efficiently, then you end up in these situations where you're just hoping the top of your deck gives you the goods. In this case, I think the match looked a little bit, I obviously won all 3 games, but it would have been closer if I hit the goods a little bit. Didn't really do that.
You did draw
much.
A little awkwardly with your Phoenix and stuff. So.
I do think the list needs to be a little bit more all in on Conjuring. I think there's probably a couple other sorceries you can get in there. Like there's only 2 of 1 minds. I wonder if there's you can change the threat base and cut the Crackling Drakes or something and find a way to make of 1 mind more reliable, because that's also a good 1 mana spell potentially. Later in the game. There's Warlord's Fury if you want more 1 red cantrips, which you really don't. But it's possible that the tools just aren't there. It does feel like you need a good blue sorcery cantrip. You need like a sleight of hand. I think if you had something like that, the deck would be a lot better. You could go all in on like milling and play. I don't know if Tome Scour is historic legal, because you can't play Merfolk Secret Keeper because that's not a hit off of Conjuring. But that's cool. Something you could do.
Pretty cool stuff regardless, y'all. Historic was once again pretty fun. But we're a little bit out of time, so we're going to thank some subs. We're going to thank some sponsors, and we're going to head on out. And I'll take some marbles from you, pretty please.
All right, we got one sponsor today.
One sponsor? We got 3 sponsors every day.
We got plenty of sponsors. One sub.
You got me worried there, Rob.
Pretty lights.
Something I said.
Pretty Lights fam. Thanks for the sub. Thanks to the rest of our subs as well.
Thank you for that support. If you would like to support Star City Games in another way, you can join SCG Premium. $7.99 a month will get you access to exclusive content from our wonderful staff of content creators, as well as some other perks, which are 5% off of sealed product, 10% off of singles, and 15% off of supplies. So head on over to starcitygames.com/join-premium and sign up today.
Absolutely. And if you love the chairs that we sit in every Tuesday and Thursday, you can pick one up. You can go to carnox.com/SCG and use that affiliate link to get yourself 10% off one of these awesome gaming chairs.
And our third and final sponsor is Coalesce Apparel. If you like the shirts that we wear, you can find their entire collection of t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers at coalesceapparel.shop. And be sure to use the gift code SCG when checking out to get 10% off of your purchase there as well.
Absolutely.
I know I couldn't win because you were wearing the best shirt.
Yeah, it's your fave.
Yeah,
I had to.
I still don't even remember the parody name of it because I just call it Vitruvian Man.
Yeah.
I think it's not Phyrexian Man. It's Praetorian Man. Yeah.
Praetorian Man. Yeah, I do like the shirt. It's so comfy. They all are. All the Coalesce shirts are just so comfy. And all right, it's almost magical Christmas time in March, but that means we got some new Magic cards coming out, and both these sets look pretty sweet. First, we're going to talk about Time Spiral Remastered. These cards look really awesome. We got pre-orders going on right now, and you can just order any individual singles, as well as packs, right, Rob? Yeah, as well as sealed products. So go to starcitygames.com/previews to be able to check that out. And then for Strixhaven, we just have sealed product out now because we don't have enough cards out yet. We got the commands, but that set's right around the corner.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm so excited to
Previews
bring.
start next week, I believe.
God, that's awesome. You know what that means for Versus Live. We're coming in quick with some new standard as well. So that's always my favorite time.
Probably in a week and a half. We'll start playing new standard.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great. So go to starcitygames.com/STX to pre-order some Strixhaven product.
Yes, and if you want to get a little bit of extra cash so you can put in those pre-orders, Star City Games is always buying cards, and it has never been easier. If you want to sell your cards to SCG, you can use the buy list feature on the website. You can mail your cards in and let them do the work. You can call in and make an appointment, do everything in person if you would like, and if your collection is big enough, Star City Games might just come to you.
Sweet. Gotta love that. And last but not least, we have the SCG Online Tour this weekend, which we've been alluding to all week. It is historic instead of standard, which is going to be awesome. The format is still wide open, as we've been seeing. We're going to see it narrow it down a little bit, with just what decks are going to be doing good. I'd play that Arcanist Shadow deck personally still, but a lot of fun options. Really, whatever fits your playstyle, I think you can play in historic. So the satellites do start tomorrow. There'll be 4 on Friday and 4 on Saturday. If you go 4-2 or better, you will qualify for the Sunday Strixhaven Championship Qualifier. 5-1 gets you a bye. 6-0 gets you 2 buys. So go to starcitygames.com/SCG Tour Online for more information for that.
And our last order of business for the day is the weekly SCG sale. We have recently started daylight savings time, and that means everybody's day is a little bit brighter, and Star City Games is going to brighten your day further with this sale, up to 50% off select items. There's 500 items in the sale, so head on over to starcitygames.com/sale, check out what they have marked down, and that's going to be going on until Monday at 10:59 a.m. Eastern, and get yourself some sweet deals.
Yeah, they're just basically giving it away at this point, with all these deals and buying your cards, giving you bonus money. SCG's doing it right. So, all right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this historic week. I know we had a blast playing it. It's definitely a format we might have to dabble in a little bit before preview season. Earl really brightened a lot of things up, getting rid of that stupid, very annoying Titan that everybody hates so much with a passion.
Yep.
Did I nail it? I think here's the real final question. Do y'all hate Yorion or Uro more? I think it's pretty close. So, but it's gotta be Uro. Everyone hates that card. So, all right, everyone, that's gonna do it for us. We will be back Tuesday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So for Corey, Ross, and Rob, see you then.